right, everybody, let's get this started. So, welcome back to the channel. OG here, and we are literally, less than 2 days away. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, actually, more like 3 days away. I'm wishful thinking over here, but 3 days away from the official release of the Goals Open Beta, and I couldn't be more excited. I have access to the closed beta. We will jump in a little bit later, but I'm on my laptop. If you haven't heard me describe it before, I'm not playing the game at its optimal state. My laptop's not meant for anything but streaming. Like right now, what I'm doing on my laptop, perfectly fine. You add a game, and especially when I'm streaming too, and I'm literally about to blow up my laptop, you can see the choppiness. There's some delay there. Nothing to do with the game. But that's why I'm so excited to play the open beta. Some people who've been playing the closed beta, it's probably nothing new to them, except for now they get more opponents. The closed beta was very, very small numbers, whereas like the alpha had large numbers. The open beta will have large numbers. Both of those are like full releases, right? Goals does it better than any other developer with the inclusion they have in this development process. Tons of players, tons of feedback. It's just the closed beta was the only one where they narrowed it down to just PC and just several players that are, in the insiders. I think probably like that I've seen like 30. I actually haven't seen more than like 10 people online at a time, even when I watch like the streams and stuff when I'm not playing. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to the open beta as well. But the point of this video isn't to dive deep into goals. As you've seen from my previous content, that's what I've been doing, right? I've been peeling back every single layer, comparing the different football games, watching some of the best players in the world in the closed beta, playing myself, seeing all the new things in goals. I went deep into every formation, right? Looking at all the different player roles in each of these formations, how the depths work, the different build-up styles, what each of the best formations are. I've been having a blast with that. Fully knowing, especially with the game only coming out Monday, those are more like videos that can help people in the future. Once the game comes out, once they're kind of looking for more explanation as to what formation might fit their play style, because every game's different. For example, in like FC, you won't see people using any 4-3-3 setups, but in goals, they're very strong. It's a little more, you have a little more options in eFootball that you can use and still be considered meta, but even in eFootball, it's unique because you place your players in the exact positions, and sometimes the formations read differently than how the formation plays. And then UFL is more traditional. It's like a FC knockoff, let's say. But anyway, so I've been going in depth with that. But there's been some big updates. eFootball just had an update. FC just had an update, and UFL had an update. Now I deleted UFL off of here, and I really don't think I'm going to re-download it and test it out for one reason only. They are so far behind. Like, even though I did delete them, it's not that I would never play UFL again, but and I am rooting for them because it's better for all football games when all these games are in a good place, right? I've compared it to this before, but it's like if you're on a team and you have no competition for your position, you might not even mean to, but you're going to get lackadaisical, right? You're not going to work as hard. You have no competition. Every game you're getting the minutes. You don't have to worry about it. But someone comes along and they're fighting you for minutes, you're going to be at your very best, because if you're not, you lose minutes. You lose potentially your starting spot, right? So iron sharpens iron. And when all these games are in a good place, all the developers are at their finest, or are at their sharpest, are giving their best ideas, or providing the best updates and gameplay. So I hope UFL gets to the point where I feel the need to download the game again and to play the game. But the very first thing I would need to hear is that these exploits that have been in the game for months and months are fixed, are patched. And guess what? We haven't heard that, and with all due respect to anybody that plays that game, it's a waste of time at this point, because Strikers has shown they literally either just really don't care or really can't get rid of those exploits. Now, before I go into eFootball and FC, it's kind of unfair in a way, because here I am getting ready to play FC when I said UFL has these issues they can't fix. But with even if they did fix passing, even if this game is smooth, even if I magically get good gameplay, which tends to happen, and then next thing you know, it goes right back to terrible gameplay. Even though it is a Friday, typically gameplay is bad on the weekends, but EA Sports has ways of putting band-aids on things. But at the end of the day, their game engine's still outdated, and you're still going to get terrible laggy gameplay. All these videos that you're seeing from the content creators that play this game on a daily basis, hours and hours and hours, they're all complaining about the same type of thing. So all these fixes we're getting ready to read before we jump in, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because what's the point, even if the game feels amazing, if half the time, more than half the time, you can't even move. You're so delayed. It doesn't matter how well you play, how good the game would feel, because the servers are messing you up so bad. And it's the same with UFL and eFootball too, and that's where Goals is just so far ahead with the unique netcode. Right there is almost a TKO before you even step out onto the pitch. However, let's just put that aside to make it a fair fight. Yes, I get it. The cartoon-looking characters. Yes, the elasticos and step-overs and some of the movement stuff, it doesn't look as smooth. But I'm going to show you why Goals is still way better, right? You have to understand that when I go in and I'm going to play a draft, right, I am using animations, right? That's what all of these development companies and these other games use. So there's certain skill moves that I'll do, and even when I do them, okay, and I know we didn't read the updates, but for those of you who don't know, the main gist is they updated the passing, made it more smooth, and they made it to where the playstyles aren't needed for passing, as well as nerfing a lot of the playstyles, right? The only ones that apparently still are very important are shooting playstyles. But either way, the bottom line is, when you play these games, you see where the animations come in, right? Playstyles, that's part of it. When a player has Finesse Plus and Low Driven Plus and all that, that's assistance provided to these players that puts like a crutch, that gives you a crutch. It's not just about stats. That's why you can have a 99 rated player like Benzema card earlier in the year. 99 speed, everyone wanted him. They get him on the pitch. He doesn't have rapid or quick step, and he's slow as molasses. Whereas you have an 85 speed player, speed and acceleration, let's say both at 85, but they have rapid and quick step. They're both going to be quicker on the sprint and quicker when they're dribbling, right? So these crutches, these animations, you do certain skill moves, and they might look realistic, they might look sharp, but you're not really beating a defender. You're a lot of times going through a defender, right? Goals doesn't have that. They made sure that their gameplay is what matters. It's at the top. You see here, you can okay, no, that's for searching, but you have all these crutches in these other games. So Goals might have made some sacrifices on the looks department, on the aesthetics, like on the pitch, like how different skills, how certain passes look coming off the player's foot. But once you start playing Goals, you can see where it's all about your decision making, where no matter what is happening, you can either do the skill move at the proper time and beat a defender, or the defender can read you well and win the tackle. It's extremely responsive. It's all decision based. It's all you competing versus your opponent. There's none of this AI, none of this animation based nonsense. So let's get right into it. We'll go straight into online draft, right? And obviously this is a good part, right? This type of mode is something you sacrifice in Goals because you don't have licenses. But you look at eFootball, they have all these true to life players, all these legendary players that they do very well, even though they rip people off to be able to get them, but they don't even have a draft mode. So it's really only FC. Even UFL has all the licensed players. They don't have a draft type of mode, which is crazy to me. If you're going to have these licensed players, you should have a draft mode. So we'll go 4-1-4-1. But none of them do, except for FC. And so like this type of thing is sacrifice, but what you gain in turn of not having that repetitive gameplay, everyone chooses the same players, everyone has like Claudia up top, it's way better, right? The upgrade system, the way that they have the retirement, and like you create your own superstars, once people get used to it, I mean, without a doubt, it's going to be so much fun, right? So you're going to miss out on some of this stuff. Like right here, we're obviously going with Ronaldinho. You're going to miss some of this, like being able to use these superstars, at least maybe not in UFL because they do terrible. They don't have identities. You simply have these legendary names, but the players don't play like the real life counterparts. In FC, they miss a lot on these superstar players, or these legends, and even the modern day players, but then they get some right. So you will miss that in some instances, but again, the positives far outweigh the negatives, in my opinion. So we're going to kind of speed run this. Still go to build a good team, so I give the best, have the best team to give a review. Vitinha, Totti, Team of the Year Vitinha. See where number 6 is going to be. The Stanway card, she's a beast, but let's see. Stanko. Gilmore. See, you gotta look at the play styles, even though they apparently changed that right now. Rios. We'll go with Gilmore. And then we jump into eFootball, and then maybe I do re-download UFL, but probably not. I feel like when you play FC, it's the way better version of UFL anyway, so why? Like, UFL is like the C team, and FC is like the A team, right? Carlos Alberto. Might have to move him to... center back. We'll have to see. Number 9 should be a good card here. And I was wrong. Katike isn't bad. I want to see a Katike with this new passing and everything. Apparently, let's see, because he can tend to be a little bit, unless you're just running in a straight line, he can tend to be clunky. I'm about to say clanky. On the right side, there's more of a cam. Of course, you got to go Salah. Unbreakables. Alright, so pretty good, pretty solid team here. Chigini, First Touch Plus. Oh, the good old, no, I was gonna say, I thought it froze again. Jill Scott would actually be CM. We'll go with this. Yeah, we'll go with this Jill Scott card. Love it. We'll take Khan on my regular team. So this one is kind of a waste. Doesn't really matter, but Kratiki, we'll take Aaron. All right, we need a defensive line, left or center backs, preferably. Calafiori, not bad. I already got a right back, potentially center back. We'll go left back. Might even switch these two, we'll see. Alright, so just a left back, and then we're pretty much set. Oh my goodness. Etana switches with Jill Scott, so 2 Totti players, eh? Oh my goodness, again. That Ajabadi's probably pretty sick, but of course you gotta go Billy. It's Striker. Giovanni. Oh, I love it. The game still freezes. Never, guys, and this isn't me kissing. You see it firsthand. Not kissing Goals' ass. Goals doesn't crash. eFootball crashes. FC crashes. UFL crashes. Oh yeah, let me show you this. This is that con man that I showed you the other day in the video. Pantera. I get this message from a player that plays him, and he did the disconnect glitch. Let me show you. It's in my because I've been on PC or on my laptop playing goals. Look at this asshole, and then I'll get back into the draft. But I did a video for those of you who don't follow my UFL stuff, showing all the common creators, and he was just the example. There's other ones. That Richie guy, the boss man. These guys lead their communities down dead ends. They're always lying to them. So there's this disconnect glitch. And early on, months and months and months ago, we didn't know what was going on. Then we found out that the players were causing it. And once again, strikers just couldn't get rid of it. They put a Band-Aid on it, but they didn't get rid of it. So when I go into my messages, Stifler, this one. So wait, is this it? No, this one's not it. That one's not it. That one's not it. It's this one from Stifler. So look, what a sorry rat. He's talking about Pantera. Look at this video. Oh, that's his team. Look at this. So he matches up. Look at the wait times you have to have in. Look, matches up against Pantera. Okay, now watch what this Pantera does here. So you fast forward. This is a disconnect glitch. Okay? So watch. So you're watching the gameplay. So you see. So look at this. Pantera goes down. Losing the game. Losing the game. Pantera is trailing the game 9 minutes in. And look what he does. Now watch. I want you to pay attention here. I want you to pay attention here. Pantera goes down 1-0 to my boy Stifler, who's a great dude. He recognizes the name from the comment video. Now watch. Look. Pantera loses. And he doesn't get credit for it. Kicks him right out. Kicks him right out. That is a glitch. Go back from months ago. This piece of trash. And my boy doesn't get credit for the win. He scores. Pantera rushes off. Right? Because there's a way to disconnect for that to happen. Those who play UFL know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, go back and look from months ago. I covered this extensively, made a ton of videos on it. That just by chance, Pantera, of course, never talked about that either. So let's call this little bitch out again for the sake of my boy. And this is why I go after these guys. They're all rat losers. And I didn't even know Pantera did this type of stuff. This is just from me calling him out. And my boy Stifler, who didn't even know who he was and recognized him from my video, gets cheated by him. Caught in 4K doing the disconnect glitch. Video proof on no, like right now. Let me see what minute we're in. 19 minutes in. We'll say 18. If you can't watch live, go back and watch from roughly 18 minutes in. Minutes into my every he goes down 1-0 and then immediately disconnects and his opponent is booted without getting the win. If you play UFL, you know about this rat glitch. If not, go back several months ago and I covered it extensively in several videos. This Pantera is not only a conman creator, but also a rat cheater. See for yourself. And shout out to my boy for sharing this video, because this is how you get these guys, right? He probably looks who he's playing against. If he doesn't recognize who it is, he's probably thinking, oh, or he just got caught up in the moment, didn't want to take the L. But if you go back to my videos, I forgot the exact way to do it, but there's an exact way you can do it every time. Again, I'll show you. So this is Pantera. So you can see here, hold on. Right here, hold on. You'll see him connect. Look, Pantera Too Cold right in the corner. You'll see his team in just a second. This is his conman loser creator that I called out for lying to his community. And long and behold, he's a cheat too. So watch. This is Pantera Too Cold. It's a content creator. You can go check it out. So I call this loser out, if you don't know, for lying the whole time. I was showing where every time I called out and caught strikers, the developers of UFL, in a scam, or every time I saw that they lied in updates or the gameplay was bad, there was many times where he'd say it was great or keep buying players. And then once I called him out, he's trying to like deny it. He's trying to shape up his act. And I didn't even call him out for this rat trash, except for I did actually tell everyone like he always was a rat back before. And then he changed his ways because he just was starting to being a content creator. But there's tons of my old streams where you could see how ratty he was. And sure enough, not knowing that like he's probably thinking like who knows what he's thinking, but he's a moron, because then my boy Stifler plays him, scores on him, and look what he does. Right? They're playing this whole game. Everything's fine. Playing. And then next thing you know, look at this goal, by the way. Nothing wrong with the goal. Let's watch it, actually. Let's see if... Look, he misses a tackle. That's just the UFL sucking. The game sucked. I mean, right? You could say, oh, I should have tackled there, but that's not Stifler's fault UFL sucks. I mean, I feel sorry for both of these guys playing this trash game, but look at this. He gets through. He gets beat, misses 2 tackles, gets scored on, and then watch. The disconnect glitch. Boom. Game freezes up. It says connection lost, and watch what happens from here. Because he literally turned off his end. There's a way to do it. Again, you'd have to go back. I don't want to misspeak. And then people say, oh, no, that's not what he did. So you guys can go back. If you play UFL, you know about this already. But watch what happens. Connection close. Clearly, look. Clearly, Pantera's losing. My boy Stifler's winning. Okay? Right? Pantera didn't even get a shot off. And yet, look where it goes to. Kicks him all the way out. Then he goes in, and watch. Match was canceled. Pantera, you are a trash can loser, bro. Not only are you a rat con man, but you're also a rat loser that pulls the disconnect glitch. We were getting on the rats for this months and months ago, right? And of course, just another thing that strikers couldn't fix. So just shows you again where UFL is broken, where these conman creators, you can never trust them, right? I mean, how pathetic do you have to be? And this is why you see when I call these guys out, it's never for no reason. So I'm glad I remember this, right? That's not what this video is about, but if anything, take from this how bad UFL is and the fact that you still have to deal with that type of trash if you play. And that's one of the only English-speaking content creators doing this. There's another one, Bossman KD, and another one, Richie. They all do exploits. They all do shit. But this conman Pantera will sit there and say, oh, Guys, what do you mean? OG's attacking me for no reason. I'm a poor little creator. He always calls people out, but look, this is for no reason. I'm such a good creator. As he's caught red-handed lying over and over, and then trying to dodge facts there, and I guess because people were too lazy to look it up. Well, how you're not going to be too lazy to see this right here. Look, gets burned and then does the disconnect glitch. Check this out. Caught red-handed. If you play UFL, you know exactly what glitch this is. If you don't, go back and look at the disconnect glitch videos that I covered. And if you really want to see how big of a trash can he is when I say he never covered all the broken stuff, go back. This is around the time I was telling you this dude always was a rat and then started changing his act as as time went on. But all the way back in those times, we were covering this glitch, showing it, trying to get it removed. And then that's when it all got exposed. He's still using it to this day. Like, look, this is a random person. He's my boy, obviously, but this is my boy Stifler. We were right about Pantera all along. What a sorry rat. Just sad. Another Dagger 2.0, which is what I've been saying the whole time, right? Like, no one makes this Pantera dude do this. Like, you got burned, dude. You're playing a shit game. Why make other people suffer? Because you suck. You know what I mean? So it's funny because people will see the cold hard facts, go back and see exactly how you pull that glitch off. Because now they fixed it to where if you don't do the glitch, if the game disconnects on its own, it used to not give you a win. Now you get the win. So my boy Stifler would have got the win. He literally made it like he purposely did that. So he doesn't get the loss, Stifler doesn't get the win. You see what I'm saying? When the game just disconnects, you get the win now. They fixed that part, but they didn't fix the glitch. Go back and look at it yourself. Stone cold in your face. And the crazy thing is, just like these weirdos in real life will follow some chomo athlete because they're their favorite athlete, or people will still be fans of like Mason Greenwood and all this shit, right? People will look at this evidence, see all the lies, and still be like, oh, this dude's awesome. I don't care. I like looking at him. I like his voice, right? But clearly, there's your evidence. The dude's a stone cold rat cheat con man. So, moving on, back to our draft. Just figured you guys would like that, and I guarantee you, as we move forward, more and more people are going to be sending me those videos. It's the same thing that happened with the Boss Man KD. It's the same thing that happened with Boss Man KD. It's the same thing that happened with Dagger as well. All right. When the truth is against you, you're going to end up losing. That's what these lying conmen never get. They just hope that people won't call them out. You know what I mean? So then, guys, remember how I said this? So watch this. So this McGrilly, as I'm showing the evidence, is saying, don't put other creators down. Look, as I'm showing the evidence of him doing a known glitch. Look, don't put... How about this, McGrilly08? This is McGrilly08 saying, don't put other creators down. Hey, how about this, McGrilly? Don't be a rat cheat. How about this, McGrilly? Don't be a rat cheat. Here you go, look. Known glitch. Go look it up. Watch this. Caught red-handed. Look. How funny is it, guys, that I just talked about this? Like, even with the evidence in 4K, there's going to be losers out there that go, oh, well, don't be mean to him. Look. Caught in 4K doing a known glitch. Look. Pantera gets burned, has no idea, like, kindergarten defending, right? Boom. But then, he doesn't go off on the game being trash. Doesn't even say, oh, this player sucks, he dribbled through me, that should have been a tackle. Nope, he cheats. He cheats. So, McGrilly08, what do you have to say for that? Oh, do you want to know how we know it's a known cheat? Because go ask strikers themselves. They fixed this. They fixed this to where the player, Stifler here, would have got the win. When it happens like this and it closes out, it's a glitch. Boom. Check this out. caught cheating. You can't deny it. Yet, pay attention, guys, to how many losers there are that actually will still be like, well, maybe that was AI. I think that was AI. That was AI. Or they'll ignore the facts and say, why are you being mean to him? Like, you see why, because he's a cheap piece of trash. Those players ruin the game. All right, so let's get back into this. Let's get back into the draft, and then we'll check out this FC update. And remember, as we're doing this, and you're looking and you see like, oh, look how sharp it is with the real players, and you're going to give that up to use made-up players and all this. But remember, there's no animations, no AI trash, no server problems in goals. People are going to let looks deceive them in some cases, and that's their loss, right? But the fact is, I want to see how much the gameplay's improved, and I'll be honest, if it feels good, but at the end of the day, you can't make up for an out-of-date game engine and trash servers, you know? Yeah, because no one does it anymore. That's the point. McGrilly says, I didn't experience that glitch. Bro, it's a known glitch. Strikers came out and talked about it, McGrilly, months ago. Probably like, go back and look up disconnect glitch, and you can see examples in my videos with the press release from Strikers talking about this is not an issue on our end. So giving you guys a timeline for that disconnect glitch. It was happening a lot. Strikers comes out and says this is not an issue on our end. What the players are doing is this. We tested out. We seen what happened. Like, it had something to do with I could go like this, and if I clipped somewhere in here, press broadcast or something, I could disconnect the game and not get the loss. So Strikers like put a band-aid on it, but they didn't fix it. I don't know. You can go get all the details. Get the words from Strikers where they fixed it. Without a doubt, he did that on purpose. You can see right when, oh, do you think it's a coincidence? That's how we caught them last time. You think it's a coincidence that the game just randomly shut down after the opponent scored? That's hilarious. Strikers, oh, the servers. So guys, now, so a second guy comes in and says, that's the servers. So when this originally happened, those who played UFL, remember when people were saying, oh, it's the servers? The opponent would say, guys, I'm not a rat, it's the servers. But it magically would only happen when the player got scored against. It only happened when the player got scored against, and it's the servers. Are you guys that stupid? Go ahead and go to a court of law and see who believes you. When Strikers said, yeah, that's absolutely the player doing it, then they found out how the player did it and put a band-aid. Guys, go look up UFL disconnect glitch on my channel, and you guys can see it if you want. If you play UFL, you already know. But how funny is it that there's people that are so stupid out there, that are so stupid that go, well, it's not his fault, he's just totally unlucky. When he gets scored against, it just randomly disconnects with him. Think about how dumb you have to be to say, oh, right as he gets scored against, the game disconnects on him. But it's the servers. It's so funny, guys. These guys are so dumb. So the whole game could be played. It'll be the 89th minute. 0-0. No, forget it. The Pantera, let's say, is up 1-0. Then the player ties it. Then he's up 2-1. Then the player ties it. Then 92nd minute, the opponent finally gets his first lead, goes up 3-2. The game disconnects. And they would go, oh, man, unlucky Pantera. The game shut down on you again. Dang servers. It's just so funny, bro. But yeah, look up UFL disconnect glitch, and you guys will see everything you need to know. All right. So, let's see who else we have here. I think we're pretty well set. And then Law Drip. Yeah, when I clip it and put it in there, go ahead and read the comments. People who've been playing UFL, bro, you realize? So there's a video on my thing. I was number 10 in the world at the time, and then Kevin Pedro was number 1. He had a conversation going with UFL because he's like, there should be rewards for the top rated players. By the way, goals, rewards for the players. Number 1 in the world and knockout. Number 1 in the world, number 2 in the world, number 3 in the world, top 10, top 50, top 100, top 500. Like, they're the only game that does it. FC used to, and they didn't. And he was in conversation, and then it got spread, and finally they addressed it because they let it go. It's literally a known fact that it's a disconnect, and there's a way that you can tell. But I don't really care because I don't play UFL anymore. Pretty much everyone's quitting. Bottom line is, if you're dumb enough to believe that the game does glitch out, yes, but it will be random. It will be random. It might be when you're dribbling in the midfield, it might be on the left side, it might be on the right, but when it goes out in that manner and then goes straight to the main menu, it is the player disconnecting. 100%. Strikers literally came out and said it months ago. So if you want to be a big enough dummy that you're going to believe that strikers is liars and everyone's liars, then go ahead. But, and it's a coincidence that when this dude gets scored on, and then it's just, come on, bro. I mean, I don't even have to explain it further. All right, so now what we want to look at is the passing stuff. Now remember, we're looking at the only player I didn't end up getting as a left back, which who cares? We're looking at the improvements. We're looking at the gameplay compared to goals. Yes, it's going to be sharper, scissors, ball rolls, this and that, but it's all animation based, AI assisted, right? That's what you got to pay attention to. And I haven't played the game since the update, so I'll give my honest opinion on it. But I'm also trying to prepare myself because these guys are very good at looping you in, at tricking you into giving them another chance. Just hoping now it's going to be different. Just like Goal said in their cinematic trailer. Same thing every year. It's quite literally insanity. All right, let's do it. Here we go, boys and girls. First game of the new patch. Playing in a draft. Got a decent team. Everyone but my wingback, honestly. Now, I heard the meta hasn't really changed. Like, it's just the passing, supposedly. Just the passing. Like, you're supposedly able to play, like, ping the ball around left and right. Let's test it. See, it's way sharper with the skill moves and everything, right? 1-1. Yeah, you can ping it like a son of a gun. You can ping it like a son of a gun now for sure. But that's where Goals did that right from the bat. And again, you can still feel the choppiness. And remember, this is on console. I'm not like on my laptop because it's only closed beta like in... oh, you lucky little... I heard the bounce backs are terrible right now too. It's not like I'm on a laptop that's not meant for gaming like with Goals for the closed beta. This is on my console. This choppiness is literally just because of the bad servers. But you absolutely can. Why wouldn't they have done this in the first place? It just shows how incompetent they are. Like, this is almost as dumb as anybody who's stupid enough to play UFL. That's how you know the people who follow these idiots. That's how you can't listen to them anyway. Because if anybody was still playing UFL past like 9 months ago, they don't have a brain anyway, you know. And I have a lot of buddies who I love to death that I said the same thing. Like, why? They're like, dude, since all the games are bad, but at least they know the game sucks. Like these morons that follow Pantera and that were led down a dead end to just quit UFL. Dude, they're going to end up not playing a football game in a month because they all suck at everything. Otherwise, why would they be playing UFL? Think about people playing UFL right now. Like, think about the fact that there's people that compete in that trash game and literally act like it's football with all the glitches and everything. And then magically out of nowhere, the one guy who speaks English that kept following it, as if that wasn't a red flag, all of a sudden he goes, "Okay, guys, now I'm leaving. Now the game sucks. Sorry, I just realized it after all these months." And they go, "You know what? You're right." I mean, these guys are absolute idiots. That's just the truth, man. Somebody needs to tell these guys the truth, right? Oh! Oh my god! Precision shooting. You absolutely can ping it though, for sure. You're in. Oh my god! Beautiful football, though. You can play beautiful football now, though, for sure. But the servers are so bad, don't even matter. You can't lead people on very well on those. I'll see what I'm saying with the tackle backs, though? And then the servers slowed him down, too. See how he kicked it right back to me? That's the thing that you'll never be able to fix. I'm smoking them. Once I can figure it, once I, like, get the rust off, it should be okay. Oh my god! It's just a smoke show. Yeah, just park the bus. It's the same meta. Look at that ball. Beautiful football, boys. Penalty. Beautiful football, though. You can absolutely ping it and play beautiful football. Oh, I remember the glitch. Look, this is the one glitch I remember. The chip glitch. See, he dove right over it. What you guys know about that? So some people would be dumb enough to be like this McGrilly guy would be dumb enough to go, "That wasn't a glitch, bro. That wasn't a glitch. The goalie just got unlucky." No, the goalie dove right. But why did I still score it, McGrilly? You would be, if I said, "Oh," you would be the one that would say, "That's not a glitch. The goalie." No, that's literally a glitch. I've explained it in all my videos. I'm not going to explain it now because then you would go, "Oh," but that's a glitch. But if I just wanted to fool you because I was a con man like these other creators, I would go, "McGrilly, man, did you see that, dude? They're blaming me because the goalie missed it. Maybe the goalie's just bad. Maybe he's got low diving. You know, it's not my fault he dove under. Why are they saying glitch like I could have done that?" And you would be going, "Yeah, man, these guys are fools. I can't believe they're saying you glitched. All you did was take a PK. No, McGrilly, that was a glitch. I know exactly how to do that to score every time. I've done videos on it. I've explained it. Other people have talked about it. But because of your ignorance, you would, if a player like Pantera came and said, "Oh, see, guys, they're just haters, bro. They're just haters. They're just haters. They say that's a glitch." You would defend that and say, "All you did was take a PK, bro." I mean, how crazy do these people think they are, man? They're saying you glitched because you scored a PK. No, that wasn't a known glitch. But because of your ignorance and you don't know about it, you would believe me if I sat here and said, and was defending it, or if Pantera was in my shoes and scored that and knew how to do the glitch, all he'd have to do is lie to you, knowing you don't know, okay? And you would believe it. You see what I'm saying, McGurley? That's why I call you an idiot, because if you don't know the facts, or if the facts are out there and you're too lazy to look them up, well, then just shut up, because you just don't know the facts. It's a perfect example, just like the disconnect glitch. You just don't know about it, so you're like, you're crazy for blaming them, bro. Here's what happened. You just don't know what happened. You don't understand it, so you're defending someone you don't understand, right? So, guys, you see what I'm saying? Anyone who knows there's a way to do that PK glitch to where you score just about every time. But if what this Pantera guy would do is go, see, guys, they're calling me a rat because I took a PK. Like, what the hell's wrong with people? And people like McGurley would defend it because he doesn't get it, right? It's the same concept. See what I'm saying? Look how dumb this... See, like, he can't come back with an answer because he doesn't know. These guys don't know. These guys are... With all due respect, think about how bad you have to be if you're still playing UFL. It just means you can't play FC. You can't play eFootball. So you got literal people that... It's like the blind leading the blind. They don't know about all this stuff. They're too lazy to, like, they don't have the skill to play other games. They're too lazy to like, put in the work to get better, to understand, to watch one video on something. So all you have to do is go, yeah, man, did you see that skill on that PK? Did you see that skill? I buried that. And you get these people like this McGurley 08 on here right now that can stare at facts and still be like, oh, I don't believe it, bro. I think that's AI. You know? And they would believe you because they're just that's their IQ level. That's where they're at, bro. It's just the truth. If you look up the definition of a loser, you're gonna see exactly that in the dictionary. Like when I'm saying loser, rat, idiot, I mean, look it up in the dictionary, man. Sometimes the truth hurts. Oh my God, perfect ball. Look at that ball. Oh, dale. Beautiful ball, though. The passing is without a doubt improved. Can't finish for shit. But yeah, man, the passing is brilliant. So his response to that, guys, to what I just said about how it's the same with the PK, he just doesn't know it's a glitch, so he doesn't get it. It's the same as him not knowing about the disconnect glitch. His response wasn't any type of facts, isn't type of, oh no, here's where strikers said you're wrong, here's where, even though I pointed out where he could see that it's a fact, and even though, right, like, pointed out where he could see proof, showed a video, his only response was, you're clueless. That's his, you see what I'm saying? You see what I deal with these people? They just don't understand. McGurley, if you really want to see the facts, go watch the video evidence where you can see where Strikers explains exactly what he did, bro. It's that simple, dude. And if you don't want to, then just know that you sound ignorant as shit and just don't talk about something you aren't aware of. You see what I'm saying? You can't just blindly lead somebody or blindly say when you don't know the facts. I'm literally providing you. I can't go watch the videos for you, bro. You see what I'm saying? I can't go watch. I know it. I know it because I made the video. I know it because I showed the Strikers release on it and talk. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go see. So if you won't go watch it, then when I say you're an idiot because you're arguing something when the facts are there, then don't be mad at me for saying the truth, bro. What else would you call that? The facts are there. It's like in a case, if I'm like, that person murdered him, the murder weapon's here, you'll be able to take the prints and know they did it. And you're like, you were too lazy to go down the hall and get the murder weapon. I'm like, it's right down the hall. Well, then you're an idiot. And you're sitting there going, nope, I don't believe they did it. I don't believe they did it. I'm like, the murder weapon's down the hall. And you won't go down the hall and get it. What am I, that's on you, bro. I mean, look, and hey, guys, think about that analogy, right? The murder, guys, this game is cooking, by the way, I'm not going to lie. But the servers are still going to be terrible, and the game engine's out of date. If they kept how the game is, maybe minor tweaks, totally get rid of playstyles, and then they strip the game down and fix the game, update the game engine, and figure out their servers, figure out how to get a net code like Strikers did, this game could be good again, bro. Will they do that? Who knows? Hopefully they do, but for that reason, it's still goals all the way. Like, they got a lot more to do before they get, like, myself and many other players back. Because they just... The gameplay's just going to keep being terrible, right? They still have the terrible servers and shit. You would have to be an idiot to buy into their bullshit again. Even though the passing and all that, it does feel good. They finally fix it. The question then becomes, why didn't they do this from the start, dude? Yeah, so going back to this real quick. The evidence is out there pointing to what I'm saying that this McGurley's arguing, okay? And I said, dude, what you're doing right now, McGurley, is saying I'm wrong when I'm telling you where the evidence is, right? And I said, it's like a murder trial. Like, tell me where it's different. I tell you, this guy murdered the person. The weapon is down the hall. You can go see, take the prints. You'll be able to see that I'm telling the truth about who committed the murder. And they just they refuse to go get the murder weapon themselves. I can't make them, you can't fix stupid at that point, right? And I asked this McGurley, I said, how is what I'm saying different than what I'm telling you? Go watch the video from these dates, look up disconnection glitch UFL, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. And his answer is, you're clueless. You see what I'm saying? Now, I know this is very small amounts of people. You're talking 2 people out of hundreds. You're talking 10 out of thousands. You know, it's a very small numbers. I know it's dumb that most people would say, bro, like I just even said it, you can't fix stupid, leave them alone. But, I mean, I'm sitting here playing this game, showcasing it. I have time to just go at it. Might as well, right? Because it's just crazy to me that these people waste so many hours of their time and that people like this exist. Like, these people should be wearing helmets and be put with 24/7 care, like on leashes, dude. Seriously. I mean, it's crazy. Alright, so that's my only thing with it. Like, they did very well with the passing. Like, absolutely, the game feels so much better. Right? But it doesn't fix the fact that there's still going to be that one broken meta formation. You can't just play how you want. You got to play that one broken way to be successful. Right? It will change the fact that you can now use more players. You don't have to have the certain playstyles. Thank God. That's good. But you're not going to get... You're still going to have bad connection a lot of times. Okay, good job, Calafiore. You're going to have bad connection a lot of times. It didn't register. And then the game engine is just going to continue to give you that choppy gameplay, right? So that in the servers, without knowing like the way to technically describe it, isn't fixed. It's going to take a lot more, you know? Good, there, perfect. Oh! He took way too big of a touch and he still got rewarded because I'm playing around. Look at that dribbling, dude. The dribbling's insane on Vitinha. Look at this. Look at this. It's insane. What a tackle. Yeah, guys. I give the update, honestly, an A+, dude. You can't deny it. I mean, it went from broken to good. But again, we went through this in 25. They had a very good update again. And then next thing you know, you're enjoying the gameplay. Then you realize, Oh crap, the connection still is gonna suck. Oh crap, the game engine's not different. Like, it's just FC's done in many players, including myself's books, right? They have to fix all that, the inherent issues. They'd have to literally knock the whole game down, including the foundation, rebuild the foundation. Then you add this type of gameplay there with some other fixes, minor fix, and yes, you have a great game. But until then, no way. What's up, Eldens? Have you played the new updated FC yet? What up, Big Phil? What up, boys? I'm glad I finally got some brains in here. Hey, you guys played UFL, right? Back in the day. You guys remember the disconnect glitch? Let me just show you this real quick. And I'm not going to go too far into it. I showed these guys the proof. My boy Stifler played against that Pantera dude. I didn't ask him to do this. Look, he's telling me about the situation. He sends me video proof. You guys all remember the disconnect glitch. This is the Pantera dude I called out. All I did was this. I showed the video, and you can read the comments from these morons above. But look at this. You guys remember exactly what the glitch was, right? They tried to tell me right here. They tried to say, "Oh no, the server just happened to cut out right at this time. That was just by chance. This wasn't the disconnect glitch." But you guys all remember how it happens. Now watch this. Pantera's the one who gets burned here. My boy scores against him. Now watch this. Right? You ready? Congrats, Phil. Good job on that. Now watch this. This is UFL. My boy Stifler burns him here. Now watch. You guys all remember the disconnect glitch. Watch what happens. My boy scores against Pantera. Now watch. They said, oh, it just by chance cut out. Look, remember how it freezes differently too? And then watch. Look. Now watch what happens. Here's where you can tell. Watch where it goes from here to game closed. And then usually right after that it would go to the win screen. Now watch. Watch where it goes instead. And this is just me showing you evidence from another game. Look, clearly, Pantera loses. My boy beats him. Okay? My boy Stifler beats him. Right? It shows the score. Okay? Now watch. Doesn't go to the win screen after that, where it says W and gives you your points. Instead, it goes out to the beginning, and then look. And these idiots, despite this in their face, despite me having several videos describing it, strikers making releases on this, look, match was canceled due to blah, 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 because there's a way to do that to avoid getting the loss. Players were doing it. Strikers came out and said that's absolutely the players doing X, Y, and Z, and they're like, we can fix this on our end, but we can't fix this on their end. You don't see it as much because who the fuck plays UFL anyway? I even told my boy Stifler that. Exactly, Phil, and these idiots above, two of these guys come in. Stop being mean to other people. Stop calling them idiots. Stop. It's like, how about stop cheating, bro? That's not a cheat. That was just by chance. Like, oh, it's just by chance when Pantera gets scored on every once in a while. Oh, yeah, by chance. Like, and this is my boy who played him. I didn't play against him. I didn't suffer the L. I don't even play that shit. Hopefully Stifler knows now not to even play that dumb game. Yeah, bro. Can't fix stupid. Yeah. So let me see what Eldon says here. So for one, congrats to my boy Phil, beat number 41 in the world, 5-3, comeback victory. He's been crushing it in eFootball despite Spartacus. Congrats. Phil's one of those level-headed guys, like, keeps his cool no matter what. And you have to keep your cool to deal with these Smartacist rats are the worst of all. So congrats to Phil. Got to Division 1, beating top-ranked players, not using Smartacist, just using his skill. And my boy Eldon said, he deleted FC 3 weeks ago. Started again a bit with my Bosnian Evolution squad, but I didn't play much. Yeah, so it's really good. The gameplay's good, but like I told everyone, take it with a grain of salt, because remember, the servers are still bad and the game engine's still out of date. Like, if you hear the Goals CEO will tell you that's why they created their own netcode from scratch. Like UFL, eFootball, and FC inherently are going to fail because they all have those broken netcodes. Like I saw in Dominator earlier, always dealing with delay. I know my boy Phil, always dealing with delay, you know? So McGrilly says, you're acting like the other games don't have these glitches. No, hold on. I'm talking about this Pantera trash can exploiting it. I can safely say that I've never, ever, ever exploited any of this trash. Safely say it. Never, ever. So that's the main thing. But you are correct that the other games have this trash too, without a doubt. UFL is by far the worst, though. But all of them suck. That's why Goals is going to come in and clean all of them. Trust me. UFL sucks, eFootball sucks, and FC suck. But that FC update's very good. eFootball, they have to get rid of Smart Assist, and they're always, though, the same thing. They always have delay issues, but not as bad as FC. So all these games always have negatives. It's like which game has less negatives. Like UFL has the most, followed by FC, then eFootball's in second. First thing eFootball has to do is get rid of Smart Assist. If they get rid of Smart Assist, then they have other, like they have to have an actual defensive system. And then more responsive gameplay and no delay with their... But they don't have the netcode for it. It's all about this unique netcode. Let me show you guys this straight... Hold on. So if I go in here... Once again, showing you what I'm talking about, not just saying it. See what I'm saying, McGurley? Showing you. But I'll actually take you to the proof on this one. So McGurley talks about Goals is a mobile game and says terrible graphics. Bro, you gotta get past the graphics. You gotta get past it. It's about playing good football. When you're playing and getting your ass kicked in whatever football game you play, do you sit there and say, well, at least Ronaldinho's hair's blowing in the wind? When you get your ass kicked, whatever game it is, do you sit there and get, well, at least I could see the sweat pouring off of him while I get my ass beat? Well, at least, the players look real while the AI does everything for me. No, you want to play good football. You want your passes to matter. You want your shots, your movement to matter. You don't want animations doing everything, AI doing everything. So you're going to sacrifice some of that for good football if you're a truly skilled player, right? Show me a bad football player and I'll show you one that the first thing they talk about is graphics. Every skilled player will tell you they would play with dots. The players could be a bunch of dots put together, and if it's good football, they would choose that, right? Point blank period. It's just a fact. So check it out. So when you look at features, read this right here. World's best sports netcode. Gameplay you can actually trust. Every input is instant. Every touch matters. Every mistake is yours, not the AI, not the servers delaying, yours. With Syntech powering the experience, there's no delay, no excuses. No, the game decided it. It was scripted. No, it's football that feels alive, fast, responsive, and fair. So, when we go to the front, they obviously have the cinematic trailer, but then they also have the gameplay trailer. We'll go to both. Gameplay trailer. So this cinematic trailer was badass, by the way, but watch. They have a gameplay trailer as well. When you watch this, it's all your decision making. It's all you playing the game. It's all your passes, your way, you knowing your players' skills. Every stat matters in game, everything. So when you look at this, right, when I pause this right here, if you are looking at, well, look, I'd rather look, the player looks like a cartoon, or, oh, it's not realistic. If you don't see, like, the manual control defensively, the manual control on the attack, then you are not looking at the right stuff, or you just don't understand, like, skilled football. No one gives a shit about all that stuff. They focused on all the graphics and the sweat and the shadows and the licensed jerseys with the wrinkles in the right place, and now the socks have rips in the calves like the real players. And then the gameplay sucks. It's like, what matters is the gameplay. So now, go back and watch this as if you're looking just at the football, the passing, the movement. Beautiful give and go. Beautiful lead pass. Beautiful Cruyff turn. Beautiful run. Manually triggered. Great finesse shot. Beautiful through ball there. Nice skill move, nice cut, brilliant stuff there. Look at the ball movement. I mean, this is football, guys. Look at this. This right here. The fact that you can pass and move like this and the game's so responsive. And by the way, for those fast passes that are like that, for the tiki-taka, like quick passes, stats. Like if you have a low passing stat, the ball's going to travel more slowly to the intended target. The better the passer, the faster the pass travels. Same with the shooting. In the air, there's dispersion. It can go off left and right, but a good passer is going to be lower, get to the target quicker, and be more accurate, right? Not veering to the left or right. Like every stat has those descriptions in it. That's what matters. That's what they're focused on. Look at this. I mean, that is beautiful football right there. All this stuff. When you look at the actual football being played, the timing of the runs, the timing of the passes, the timing of the skill moves, which, by the way, if the defender reads right, they can tackle. There's no animation that the player goes into where they can't be tackled like these other football games that sacrifice realism, that or sacrifice quality football for like realism. Like, oh, the step over's got to look real, so we're going to make it an animation, not a player-controlled thing, you know? You know what I mean? No, they can't, McGrilly. No, they cannot be scored on UFL. 100% no, because the passing is all magnetized. You can have a 50 rated passer that passes the same as a 99. You can be in your box and just press the pass button and it goes directly to your striker all the way up the pitch. Doesn't matter the stats, doesn't matter. There's no difference. They don't have the description. They don't have the difference in the passes. Then the through balls that lead on are animation based, just like the long ranger shot. The reason why the keeper can never save it is because it's all animation based. Monday, beta comes Monday, big dog. It's a fact, McGrilly. Here, I'll point you to another video evidence of this. Stallion. Go to Italian Stallion. Go to Italian Stallion, and he breaks down. It's his goals video where he breaks down all of the passing. Just go to, or you can go to my channel, and I did a reaction to his video breaking down all the passing, and they literally go step by step and explain where the goals passing system, how it works and how it's different. It's 100% a fact. You just aren't knowledgeable, bro. You just thinking passing, like when I go into eFootball or FC or any of these games, you think because someone presses X and the ball passes, oh, look, that's what you were doing in goals. No. The weight of the pass, the speed of the pass, the attributes, how they matter towards the actual command you're doing, that's where it's different in every game. Dipshit. Oh my god, you guys see how stupid this guy is? Watch, look, I'm actually going to take him to the evidence. This is what evidence means, moron. So, when I say what I'm saying about UFL passing, it's a fact. And when I tell you to go look, this is what someone with brains would do, McGrilly. Since you clearly need knowledge, you can either go to Stallion's video or you go like this. You go, Gamester, and then you go goals, passing, Stallion, okay? I just told you what to put. You put that in. And here it is right here. Now, Stallion's got this video, and then I react to it. So notice, goals does it better. See the philosophy this game is built on. And then if you read the description. But notice, I gave you the words.
Scenario can be seen from the...
And then here's what I mean by evidence,
recommended use of gradient tone, I'm kind of obsessed.
So when I say evidence, it means I actually have it. Notice the difference between you and Pantera. Like Pantera gets caught cheating in 4K. I say, go watch the videos where I call them out on the same day. And you guys say, oh, screw your evidence. How about actually go and look at the evidence and decide for yourself? So notice I said, here's where you can learn about passing. Because I can't watch the videos and teach you, McGrilly. So the answer of... oh, screw your evidence. How about, look, dude, there's an actual breakdown with examples, bro. Look, he even drew a picture that's at your brainwave length. I mean, he drew stick figures just for you. This is what you like, right? So look, I mean, literally simplifies it. So I've already watched this. I don't need the knowledge. So when I say, so this McGrilly says, oh, here we go with the evidence. No, this is what actual people with brains do. So notice how I'm not just talking out of my ass. I don't just say, oh, shut up, dude. Screw your evidence. Shut up. This is where you look and see and hear the philosophy. Then you realize, oh, yeah, UFL has none of this. This is why X, Y, and Z doesn't work in UFL. This is why there's still the through ball glitch. Which, McGrilly, are you even aware of the through ball glitch? Are you aware of what they had to do with their over-the-top through balls? Are you aware of all that? If you're not, go learn. Once again, evidence is on these videos. So, I can't watch this for you, bro. I can't make you learn yourself. But see, like these other, my homeboys like Phil, Eldon, and all these guys, when I say, hey, if you want to learn about what makes goals passing superior, go watch this video, or go watch this video on the 5-back formations or this. They'll actually go watch, and magically...
Number 1. If you would want that pass instead to go to teammate number 2, you would have to power up that pass a little bit more. A little bit more, of course, assuming the aim is correct in this decision. And that would be your way of telling, okay, game, I want to pass to teammate number 2. So in this situation, power would allow you in the same direction to differentiate between...
Notice...
And you have to choose wisely because each type of pass will, of course...
Notice, this is actual evidence, McGrilly. So what are you talking about? Shut up with your evidence. There's truly evidence. You're a moron. You look like an idiot. This is what evidence means. Now, UFL doesn't have this. So what you would have to do if you want to argue, it's not an argument to just say, UFL's awesome, bro. The passing's awesome. The passing rocks. Goals sucks. Goals passing sucks. And I go, oh, well, go watch this video so you can understand the passing. This is literally their developer that's hired to create passing for goals. The guy you're seeing here is Italian Sound. He's also a creator. You're actually watching the developer for goals. So this is, you can't get any more specific than this, McGrilly. You understand? So if you want to be educated and have an educated conversation on which game is better and has better, you can't just answer with, UFL rocks, dude. Goals sucks. UFL rocks. UFL's awesome, bro. Pantera rocks, bro. You actually have to know what you're talking about, and if you don't, you actually can't be lazy, right? It's the same with the reason all you UFL players keep playing that ratty trash game is because you're fine with being lazy and using exploits. You got to put time in to learn. You have to put time in to get better. You have to put time in to learn about this stuff. You guys go into games and want to fucking do through ball glitches and say, UFL rocks, bro. UFL rocks while the numbers crash to the ground and there's no creators, nobody playing. You're waiting 10 minutes between games. It's just like ridiculous, man. Get a brain or get the fuck on somewhere, man. You guys are killing me with this stuff. So again, if you ever want to take the time to actually learn and then we can have an educated conversation, go ahead. But what will happen is you're going to watch these videos and you're going to see where UFL falls short. You know what kills me, Eldon? That's what's funny, bro. You're exactly right. And what's funny is I've never even... This dude comes into my stream. There's always 2 or 3, and it's like they're like my biggest fans, bro. But the funny thing is they come in and it's almost like they're angry because they suck at everything. You know what I mean? Like, why would you come in and just... You see what I mean, Eldon? Like, I feel like I'm speaking common sense. Like, if he watches that passing video and says, oh, I like this about goals, but I like this about UFL, then we can actually talk. Then I respect your opinion. But when you just come in and say, like, dude, goals sucks, man. Goals passing sucks. UFL's great, man. UFL passing rocks. Why? Because I've been playing the game since day one, man, and UFL passing rocks, dude. Dude, Siwan, you're exactly right, bro. I said Siwan. Suwan. You're exactly right. All right, so now we move into eFootball. So we played one game of SC. I give the update an A+, but I give the overall game a D+. Here's why. Still, no update on the game engine. That would take a longer time period, which is why they won't do it. And there's no fix to the server. They would need literally a brand new netcode. They would need to strip the game down bare, and they just won't do that. So that's why no matter the fix, you're going to go into an FC game and every game's going to feel different. It's a roll of the dice whether you're going to have terrible delay, the game's going to be unplayable, the game's going to be to the point where, you could beat someone 4-0, and then the next game they beat you 4-0 because of the delay. I don't want to deal with that. I know most players don't, right? And so you have to consider that. What good is a game with, they're clearly with the update, with finally listening to players, they finally are getting it, although you thought that at the beginning of the year after their failure in FC25. But it means nothing because their netcode and their game engine. All right, so let's keep going with this. Let's keep going with eFootball now. So the point of this is to let you guys know why I'm so high on goals and show you why, even if they don't have the licenses and then maybe the looks aren't there or the step overs aren't as smooth as it's still a much better game. Goals is. So I do have this, by the way. I want to show you guys. So if you guys played Freestyle Football 2, I took part in their beta and I did a few videos, right? And check this out. I was able to get $25. So I have that in my wallet from a gift card they gave me. But I don't think I want to spend it. I think I'm going to save it for goals. I am going to save it for goals. Even though my boy Phil has a shortcut, like a trick, to ensure that you pack players or give you a much greater chance at packing players. Like he packed that Dirk Coyd. He packed so many players. He has the deepest roster of anybody. And then now he figured out how to score this. How? Tell me how, Phil. I'll do it right now. What do you do? Let's put him to the test, guys. Oh, I like those updated cleats. Or has he always had those cleats? Those cleats look sick. And to be fair, Eldons, I shouldn't even entertain these guys most of the time because it's always a minority. So that's partly my fault. But it's just like low-hanging fruit, It's almost like that. You know what I compare it to? Like from a little kid on when you open a package and there's that pop plastic that you can pop. It doesn't matter if you're 3 or 33 or 93. You're always going to want to pop that packing, that plastic pop paper, right? Or pop protector, whatever you call it. Because it's just fun to do. That's what these low-hanging fruit guys like McGrilly are, that just speak nonsense, right? That look at facts and ignore it. It's too easy. Pick your place to score. Hold the right joystick the opposite way. Okay. So I'm going to go a little to the right. I'm actually going to show you. Look. I'm going to go right here. Hold the right joystick opposite way. Hold on. Phil! I probably did it wrong, bro. Oh, I let go of the right joystick. I sabotaged Phil. I made him look bad. My bad, bro. I let go of the right joystick. Oh, man. Half of my content is running... Well, let's do the math on that. I've called out. Literally, I can count on one hand. So, see, you don't speak facts, McGrilly. This is why no one respects you, bro. Bossman D-Lo. Dagger, who's now gone for the same things I called him out for. Pantera. Nanik. And that's it. four creators. 4 creators. And then if you want to add, let's just add so you can add one on there. The bully situation and goals. Which ended up being a dude lying because I had a platform. He was mad at these guys from some Discord dispute, some bullshit. But let's include them in there to make the number bigger. That's 5. That's 5. So half of my content is, quote unquote, running other creators down. When in fact it's 5 creators. And once again, with proof, you can go look it up. 5 creators. And I've made way more videos than 10. So half my videos, that would mean 10 videos I made in total. I made way more than that. And I've called out 5 creators in my entirety of the time doing content. So once again, you see where no one respects you, bro? You see how easily I shut you down, how easily anybody can shut you down. I've called out 5 creators, and you just said half of my content is running creators down. You see how stupid you are? and the thing is, all 5 of those rat losers, con men, whatever they are, deserved it because they're lying to people, because they're cheating people, just like you just saw Pantera do. And only morons like you follow them. I mean, look how dumb you are, dude. I'm sorry, but you're doing this to yourself. All right, let's get into eFootball and see if they have a little boost of game. All right, Phil, let's test your... What would I have to do to... let's show these guys a shortcut. I have 120 points, so I can do one player spin. So, I watched the video, but do you want to walk me through it, or should I just spin and say screw it? I know that you created a team... So if I go to my game plan, which, by the way, my team's still sick. That's what I love. That's the one thing I do love is I can always come in here and still have this badass team. Full bench full of beasts too. But what would I do, Phil? Would I go to game plan list and create a list and get rid of all the players? Game plan list. Damn, you can have a lot of teams, so I'll choose this one. So Phil has this trick where he's been packing the shit out of all these players, but I think I have to... I don't know. See, I don't know what to do. Oh, well. Once I play more, I'll really dive into it. And do that one. Put all the GP players. All right, hold on. So game plan 3. Reserves. Boom. Boom. I like how you explain that, Suey. Put all the fuck-ass GP players. And then get rid of my manager as well, right? Uh-oh. Oh no, hopefully I need one more. I'm probably gonna have to use one player. Oh well. I don't feel like going to buy one just for this, so I'll put this dude in there. And then remove my manager, change manager. We'll do this dude. And I don't have enough substitutes. I'm just going to try it like this. Let's just try. Let's just do one spin. It's only one player. I know I didn't do it all the way right, but whatever. Oh, what the hell? The trick doesn't work. I quit. I'm sure. I know I didn't do it right. There's a whole video Phil has on it. Which, speaking of that, I'm trying to get Phil to create a channel because he would crush it. Alright, so my team... Game plan list. So I have my all white quick counter, long ball counter, and possession, long ball counter, and long ball. Simple. What up, big dog? Just going through each of the games. Just got done winning a. You know what I should do? I should do play till I lose. So I'll go back to that. But I want to test out all the gameplay in each of the games because each of them have had an update. But to me, goals is still number one. We'll test some eFootball right now. Let's see what we have here events wise. National teams. See if this team's good enough. Or I might go right into divisions. Let's see. Screw it. We'll play this. Might as well. Serginho. Suwan. Yeah, my boy Phil though. Whether I don't know if it's true or not, but Phil packs everybody, and he's been doing. I haven't played yet, Simple. I just got done with FC. Their update really is good, but again, we talked about how their server and their outdated game engine still sucks. So, but you're about to see with us, Simple. I'm gonna take a piss. I'll be right. Take a piss, get some coffee. I'll be right back. And then UFL, it's not even worth. I already deleted UFL. It's not worth downloading because, with all due respect, FC's 10 times better. It's like the knockoff version of FC. So. No need to look at UFL, you know what I mean? Yeah, right, before the open beta comes. And then I'll go into the goals beta, even though it's on my laptop, it's kind of not doing the game justice, but you guys will be able to see what I mean. You'll be able to still see where I'll be able to show you guys some stuff. I'll be right back. Love you don't. All right. All right, fellas. Man, I've been missing playing, though. I can't wait for that open beta Monday, guys. I cannot wait. All right, let's get into this match. But yeah, the update's good, so if you can stand the inconsistent gameplay, the terrible server in FC, then by all means, but... The passing feels great. The passing feels like if they just slowed it down though, it's too fast. Like the people who think goals looks fast, it's still slower than FC's, thank God. But I agree, like I wish it was more eFootball. The one thing they do correct is the weight of the passes and the speed of the passing, And if they could get rid of the rest where it could be more focused, get rid of the power up, like how long it takes to get a passing shot off in eFootball I hate as well. And then obviously we have to deal with the smart assist shit, but the worst is definitely UFL. Suwan. UFL's the worst. And then after that, I would say FC, and then eFootball's second. If eFootball got rid of smart assist, sharpened up their defensive system, got an actual dynamic shooting system similar to what do you call it, shooting? Precision shooting in FC, then the game would be literally amazing. Like all the things that all the true to football stuff that always made all the Pez's great. But like, it's like goals came in, and you would think that's like the new age Pez. But Konami made Pez, so it's crazy. They sold their soul for money, you know. But there's still this aura about eFootball that I love, you know. There's still this aura, but as long as Smart Assist is in the game, I cannot take it seriously. Like, shout out to my like people like Phil and my boy Renegade, Kami, that can play this game and not lose their minds against these Smart Assist players, you know. Like, it's just unbelievable. But I like that release from Konami where it said, like, Smart Assist was a tool meant for newcomers to play and be able to enjoy the game without the stress of being behind. However, the amount of players in Divisions 1 through 3 using Smart Assist is unacceptable. Therefore, we will be introducing a filter so that the players who do not want Smart Assist in their games can, or whatever it is, you guys can go read it. Pez had it all to be the best. They fucked up so bad. Amen, Suwan. I agree, bro. All the classic games. There's some classic FIFA games that are good. We might watch some of those that gameplay because I forgot that last stream we were gonna do that. Because that's what Goals reminds me of. It's got that classic feel to it. And we haven't had a good football game since like the classic games. Like PES 6 was amazing, but playing it now, it's just too old, right? But PES 13, if you look at PES 13 with the modifications that some of these people have made, I wish that was the real eFootball over eFootball. Like, see the weight of the passing in here? It's literally perfect. The thing they got to change is, like, the power-up. Oh, I tried it. You little fucker. What a tackle. What the hell? You got space, take it. Oh, get there. It's such a unique game, though. I do enjoy that. Oh, come on. See, even the delay right now is crazy. Beautiful ball. Oh, no. I forgot that dude used Smart Assist last time. I'm not playing with that. I got to turn this shit off. See, that's what happens. You'll play a player with Smart Assist, they'll rage bait you and you use it. I can't deal with it. So I always end up turning it on. Like, if I go up against this player and he turns on Smart Assist, I'll try my hardest. Like, it's not worth it, but it pisses me off too bad. Which is why I don't play since there is Smart Assist. But I want to test the gameplay out. To me, it feels pretty much the same. And then Phil did the math. He's a Division 1 player, and he did like, it was like 40% or 44% of the players use. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just so silly. That was like the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and that was 100% auto tackle. 100% in auto tackle, probably from Smart Assist. That's the shit. That's why eFootball is just ruined, bro. eFootball is just ruined. FC's feeling 1,000 times better now. Like, now that I'm saying right now with FC's update, it'd be unfair not to change it. Like, because there's lag in this too, FC's way better right now than eFootball. But like, overall, until that latest update, I would have put eFootball way ahead. But that update, the passing in FC truly is really good. But just too much bullshit to deal with in this game. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't have Smart Assist on, so my player didn't auto-tackle it. But you see how bad he is at football. So that's what you're dealing with in this game. It takes the credit away from players like Phil and these skilled players because you don't need skill to be good in this game anymore. You just turn on Smart Assist. I mean, look at how dumb the game plays. The gameplay is just so ridiculously awful now that what could be an amazing game is dog shit. Look, it's Smart Assist. And I can turn Smart Assist on and whoop this dude. But what's the point, right? What's the point? Like, these losers like this dude that uses it, it's ridiculous, bro. It's all AI Smart Assist bullshit. See what I'm saying? Everything they rely on to keep the ball to do everything, it's all Smart Assist. But yeah, it just makes it pointless to play. Everything this loser's using is the computer. I mean, look how bad I'm whooping his ass. He doesn't even know how to play football. What the fuck was that? See, it's all Smart Assist, bro. Look at that. Beautiful football again. What a goal. I don't need Smart Assist. We got to save that one. What a goal. And you see what I'm saying? That's how pissed off you get, because think how good the game could be. You see what I mean? 70% Suwan says use it where he's around him. That's what I'm saying. And look, Siwan, wouldn't you way rather score a goal like I just scored than have this Smart Assist getting tackle back goals for you? But then you get pissed because it's 1-1 instead of 1-0, or like, you know what I mean? That's why I can't wait for goals. None of the bullshit. Beautiful. Boom. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Just smoking this little biatch. Just smoking this little biatch. Hey, tell me if the crowd and stuff's too high, if you guys need me to turn it down. Is it okay or is it too loud? Oh, almost worked. Yeah, if you guys hear the crowd or the music, tell me. I'll turn it down. Yeah, 100% Suwan. There's no reason why a game that could be as good as this is getting beat by FC. It's literally insanity. It's literally insanity. That was one of my favorite goals with Pele, though, I'll tell you that. It's fine. Thanks, Simple. Thank you, buddy, for telling me. Hey, I always say it at the end of my videos, too, and all of you guys probably did it, but if you didn't and you have a second, whenever, if you get a chance, if you could follow me on TikTok as well and X. I just remember because I'm going to put that video on TikTok later, but that's where all my highlights will be. But if I get to a certain followers, I want to start doing some live streaming with X and TikTok too. But I need a lot more followers on there. So if you guys could help me out there, if you haven't already, it would be appreciated. Ah, come on, the Mario. Uh-oh. Oh my god, I dove in. See, it's a Smart Assist bullshit, bro. I dove in too, but it's a smart assist bullshit. Yep. So watch this. Just because I hate this game right now, I am going to smoke him with smart assist. I'm going to show you guys something. Watch this. Little fucking loser player. Watch this. I'm going to ruin the game just like him. But this is why I'll never play this. That's why I don't play this game without it. But because I'm only playing this once. So watch. This is what I do against these trash cans. Turn smart assist on, just like they use. Go to game plan and go like this. And put 4 players up. And we'll go like that. Now I'm just going to spam through balls. Watch this. Perfect pass. Gets through because of smart assist. Smart assist. Every time. Perfect ball. What the hell? Oh, yeah, I forgot you have to deal with delay, too. Look at this game, bro. And you see how bad this player is. Like, oh, dude, this is on the level of UFL bad, guys. These smart assist trash cans every time. But that's why, I mean, it's the same thing. That's why you got in Dominator commenting on goals this thing. Like, nobody is... That's why these games are crashing and burning. Like, nobody's going to play this shit where the AI's helping these low-division losers that can't accomplish anything. They're all terrible players. Look, that was a tackle back, by the way. Like, and then this trash can will end up being, like, a high-ranked player because he turns on smart assist. Like, they're just losers, bro. I can't see... like the point in even playing him. And I know like Phil and these guys don't use smart assist, but like I don't even want to be in a community with these trash cans. Look how they score. I mean, look at this game. Like good luck to anybody who wants to play a delayed game with a bunch of tackle back goals. Now let's go see the rank of this dude. If this dude's anything over like a Division 4 player, it's a joke, but this is always just going to be the game that the Chinese and Japanese players play. You know what I mean? There's too much wrong with it that they just don't get. Like, you see the difference other than, like, the speed of the passing, but you need way more than that for the game to have credit. So, let's go look at this trash can. Now, if he's anything more, yeah, see? So, a trash player. But why would some loser like this want the AI to be making decisions for him? It's just a complete and utter joke. But nobody's going to watch. Like, at least when you watch those FC highlights, you can see where the good football. The one good play was my Pele goal that whole game, I think. You guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that loser did anything besides... I don't think he even scored one good goal. So, and that was AI doing it. So, I mean, who's going to... If you're like in the court of law... and you're showing even just like the menus, everything, and you get past all that. Like with menus is bad and like a system that's as bad, the way they do their players, the lack of content, lack of game modes. They don't even have a small-sided game mode. They don't have a draft type mode, but the Chinese version does. So like everything's against this game. for this game to get any type of credit, you have to turn on the gameplay and have it be good. But when you turn on the game, right? When you turn on the game, it's terrible. Like, nobody's going to watch that gameplay and go, look at this power up. Look at the delay. Like, how often does the game's delay? My guess is like 60 to 70%. You guys tell me what your experience is. But FC, it's like 80% of the time, servers and delay ruins the game. Right? eFootball is not as bad, but it's still like 60. Nobody's going to turn on that and watch. Even with that beautiful goal. Like, look at this. This was the best part of that game, I believe. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I'll show you guys the goal. But, and this doesn't even look that good. Because look at the trash with the power-ups and shit. It just, the football itself looks terrible. I mean, look at this.
Everything this loser is using is the computer.
It doesn't even look good. It's like too slow, you know? Look at that. What the fuck even happened there? I go, he doesn't even know how to play football. And he didn't, dude. He was dog shit the whole entire time. It's all just delay and kicking it through players. I mean, you guys tell me where I'm wrong, but no one's going to watch this and say, oh, I want to play this game. I mean, everything. They're random, the shit custom, like the jerseys I'm wearing right here is the best they could come up with to charge players. Phil said about 60% of the time. So, like, look at this. This was the best part of the entire game. And his player ran into me, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. Look how trash this game is. This is probably arguably the best goal of the game. I was going to share it and say, like, oh, something good can happen in eFootball. But now that I watch it back, look at this. That's a tackle. That's a tackle. And remember, I had Smart Assist off. This loser had it on. And look at this. And that's what happened against me the whole time, so I don't feel bad for him. But this is why this game's a joke. Bro, a third grade defender, a third grade just person would stick their foot out and block this. I mean, look at that. A third grader would literally stick their foot out and have blocked that. So I was going to say, well, at least there was one good goal in the game, but even that. So I give eFootball an F. I mean, once you look at how bad the gameplay is on top of Smart Assist, I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't have a game, I've always said it, like whenever there's any type of delay. Not to mention, we both had 5 bars in that game. So I've heard in Dominator and these guys talk about it. They lie about the percentage of players using Smart Assist. They lie about the connection. Like, it's the most scripted game by far. And then you have Smart Assist on top of it. How could you give eFootball anything but an F? That's just the honest truth, right? At least in the FC game. Yeah, the content on eFootball is a joke. Content and game modes. Because you can't call the players that you have to spend hundreds of dollars on content. That's just some money-grabbing bullshit. Nobody else can get Pato, for instance. You have to pay money to get Pato. You have to. Oh, well, if you play the game for a year, you can get, 500 coins or 1,000, whatever. Oh, congrats. You can get one 10-player pack after grinding the game for a year. And you probably won't get anything out of it. Like, the game is a joke. It's always going to be that Japanese soccer game. You know what I mean? And it's a shame because it wasn't always like that. Like, it used to have a shot, but they just always are that second place. Like, no one remembers second place. And after all these years, the one time they got close was like PES 6. And since then, they've never had a chance. And with FC being as bad as it's been, by now, eFootball would have at least had to have, but literally PES 6 was the only time it was ever taken seriously. And I loved PES 13, but numbers-wise, I think even during PES 6 years, FIFA ended up beating them. So if they haven't been able to even get a leg up by this point, they're never going to get a leg up, especially because that latest update for FC actually makes the game really good. So when you consider all the bullshit, the lack of content, lack of game modes, lack of it, it's like, yeah, I just don't see it. So now I'm gonna take. This is a huge risk. Like if I guarantee if Andreas Thorstensen was watching right now, he'd probably tell me, "Don't do it, bro. Like you're on that laptop. Wait for Monday. Wait for Monday." But all these other football games are so fucking devastatingly bad that I'm going to get on my laptop while streaming. If you don't know, my laptop's meant just for streaming. So when I freaking play Goals closed beta, you can only play it on PC, and I don't have that. I only have a laptop, and I'm console through and through. You get that choppiness and a little bit of delay, but still I'm going to take a gamble because I know you guys actually have brains. Like if you were like as dumb as that McGrilly guy and these few Pantera idiots that come in, then I know I wouldn't even trust you guys to be able to see the difference. But even with playing this in a not optimal condition, you'll be able to see where Goals is superior. And that's what I'm about to go through. With the amount of criticism FC received in 24 and 25, I can't believe Konami didn't even try to capitalize. Dude, C1, you are literally taking the words out of my mouth. That's where I'm going with this, you know? C1 says I've talked about it with my friend. That's what I've been saying too, bro, is like during this time, like this is where Konami should have said, all right, guys, we're working 24-hour shifts. What can we do? Even if we speed up the passing a bit just to make the FC players feel a little more at home. Get rid of the power-up that takes forever. Get rid of the scripting. Get rid of the smart assist. We got to do a revamp even on the graphics part. Like, when you look at eFootball, like, people talk about, like, look at this Goals, for instance. When you look at this Goals, like, artwork and stuff and the players, there's a liveliness to it. Like, there's a liveliness. Like, it has, like eFootball is all this dead Windows 94 looking colors type shit. Like it just doesn't, the menus are so like the way you have to go into the menus to then even get to Smart Assist where you have to go into the controller, then go into here, then like just everything in eFootball is so ass backwards, right? I mean, it's just not user friendly. It's not good. So now I'm pairing my controller real quick. Hold on. Gotta pair my controller. And then I'll be right back. So now I'm going to showcase, even with not optimal conditions, why Goals is way better. And you are absolutely going to be able to hear the fans. It's going to sound like my laptop's blowing up. And it just might. You might hear it blow up, but it's worth showcasing nonetheless. Oh, come on and connect, bro. You connected last time, no problem. God dang it. Connected. Boom. Done. All right. There we go. Let me get my phone going so you guys can actually... Because since I'm on my laptop, I have to... And if you want to see like the full in-depth breakdown, I got all the wide formations, the 3-backs, the 5-backs, all of it. So you can go back and read through and get, you know, I went through all the player roles, the different depths, what the best formations are, the pros and cons of each one. So as you're playing and want to get like a cliff notes of every one, that's what I've been doing, man. Because I'm a football gaming nerd, bro. I figure I'd take advantage of the time. So those have been releasing daily. Like I have 2 more coming out. The 3 midfield setups and then the narrow setups, I believe, is what's coming. All right. So again, it's going to be a little choppy just because I'm on this laptop and not meant for gaming. But here's what I'm going with: 4-5-1, right? So imagine this: you got your team, right? You got this player down here, and they got, I don't know, they got three upgrades left. Like, they don't have in here because it's the closed beta, but they would have a number on there. And you decide to upgrade them because you like their speed or their shooting or whatever. You look at the details, you're like, oh, they have the ability to have really good dribbling. They have 4 upgrades available. So you go in here and you see the upgrade, which would be right here, and you decide to upgrade your player. This player that's 53 rated right now could end up a 95 rated player, an 86 rated player, a 78 rated player, but is really good on a couple areas, and they could end up being a good role player, right? So they got like the team development part down. I hope that they get a little more detail with the roles, like having the ability to put half winger on, or having the ability, other than deep line playmaker, or sorry, striker and deep line forward, to have like certain different roles so you can specify the movements of each player. Like, you can use wingbacks, but only in 5-back situations, having the ability to put wingback where they attack. But what is so special is the players in goals, despite having like minimal roles to choose from to pinpoint the movement you want from your players, the central midfielders and the recovery in all positions is incredible. All positions. They like wingbacks, if these were wingbacks and I was playing a 5-back, they get back and recover excellently. The wing mids, they get back or get forward, they cover the space excellent. So when you read what they do in game, it says they will look to operate on the flanks and contribute in both the attack and defensive phase. And without a doubt, they will get up and support the attack, and they'll get back and support the defense. And it's not like they're always behind the play like in other football games. Same with these fullbacks. A lot of games you have to, like in FC, you have to put them full defensive settings. Like here would have to be defend, because if not, they get caught out of position, not in goals. So when you look at the central mids, you only have the choice of defender, balance, focus. But if you read their description, they are literally set up as box-to-box mids that work in both the attack and defensive phase, just like the wing mids. So why I like this 4-5-1 so much, because I really like the 4-3-1-2 as well. And I really like the 3-5-2. The 3 center mids is always the way to go. Why? Because you have 3 extra weapons in the attack that are making runs from deep, like deep line playmakers, secondary strikers, and they're always switching up these roles. So I always leave them on balance. But then while they're helping your striker in the attack, defensively they're also helping out your back 4. So in this case, you have 5 players that are working all the way back to help your back 4. So you have 9 players behind the ball at any given time. But then you have 6 players in the attack at any given time with the ability to manually send your wingbacks. Not to mention, if you really want to get creative and you can deal with the hole in the defense, you can put advanced center back, and you can have your center backs make these runs into the midfield and maybe even into the attack. So for a player like this who has brilliant dribbling and passing, this Norton, you could put them on at least ball-playing defender if you wanted, or advanced defender, and they can get up. And because the players react so well with the movement and are so good at recovering into their position, you really can't get creative. So what we're going to do is we're going to go short passing, but we're going to go with a high line of 60, okay? Because I have this block of 5 and this block of 4, so right when the opponent gets the ball, I have 2 walls of players in the way to take the ball from them, okay? But obviously, because of the situation with the choppiness and stuff, I'm going to play bots, but it doesn't matter about the game itself. What I want you to pay attention to is the passing, the movement of the players. What matters in this game? In the bottom corners, you're going to see the stats, right? I want you to pay attention to the difference with the passing of each player, with the type of runs make, because the runs you make, the defenders, how quickly they pick up the opponent's runs. All that is connected to the stats, right? So 4-5-1, I'm going to do far camera. even though I'll probably play with standard. Far is okay too, but I want you guys to see more of the pitch, more of the players. Actually, you know what? I can even do this. It's harder to play like this, but for the sake of what I'm trying to show, I'm going to go wide, far. These, I want you to see the whole pitch and be able to see why goals is so much better. Yes, I understand the cartoon look. I understand, like, look, the step overs don't look as smooth as in FC, right? Right? The heel to toe don't look as good. The ball roll, whatever it is. The McGeady, the spin move, all this stuff doesn't look as sharp. I get that part. But it's because none of it is animation based. Everything you do in this game is your control. So this is me getting back and defending. Here's my AI support, right? You see here? All they do is literally slide over. They don't come and do anything for me. So goals didn't sacrifice the gameplay for looks, right? For aesthetics. Because you look at a game like Rematch was critically acclaimed, good drag back, critically acclaimed with the same type of like artwork. But because this is supposed to be more of a traditional game, people write it off because it's not as realistic. They're so used to looking at the FCs and the UFL types, but Goals had the balls to go out and be unique and do their own thing. And once players see how much better the football is, right, they're going to crush it. Yes, what a goal! What a run, what a goal. Now, full disclosure, I know like that wasn't a cross, but the crosses are kind of OP, right? And so they're still working on balancing them, but that's the beauty of it, is that they're so quick on the responses and they actually fix things in this game. So watch. So when I'm defending next time, I want you to pay attention to the responsiveness. And this is on a laptop that's about to explode with pretty decent amount of controller delay. I'm using my PS5 controller, not plugged in, through Bluetooth. Bad ball there. There's the Elastico. But all of them work to where if the defender reads it, they can react and steal the ball. It didn't even give him time. And then the second half, I'll make it closer. But I want you to pay attention to the run. So I'm going to let them get a little bit further up. Look at the AI support. So they'll come close, but they'll never win the ball. Look. Watch. That's my AI support. They'll close down the space, but notice they're not winning the ball for me. Look. They will not win the ball. So now look. This is me jockeying. This is sprint jockey. This is jockey. Right? I just gave him a goal almost. But you see what I'm saying? There's nothing that I'm doing where the AI is going to come in. Any football, my AI would have stole the ball away, right? The passes, how long you power it up, plus your player stats will determine how quickly that ball gets to the target. So right here, if I have a good passer, boom, the ball is going to get there quicker. It's going to be a better ball. Same with the quickness they do the move. And then if it's an air ball, that's where dispersion matters, right? If you play a ball in the air and you have a bad passer, it can go off left, right. If you have a good passer, it's going to go on target with a lower trajectory. It's going to get to the target faster. Why? Because what do you want your passes to do? You want them to get to their target quicker so the opponent doesn't have enough time to react and respond to it. So when you look at the stats in goals, for instance, like this Koval right here, 93 passing, right? So when you look into the details, let's say their long passing was 99. When I play the ball in the air, it's going to get on target and to the player way quicker than a player with, let's say, 79 passing, right? And then there's a difference all the way through with shooting. Same thing with how well it gets on target, how quickly the shot it goes, how accurately the shot is taken. Like every stat matters. Every single stat matters in game. Same with the moves, how quickly you do the move, how accurately. On defense, the ability to tackle, right? They have the better the defender on stand tackles, the longer range they have. Same with slide tackling. Defensive IQ is how well your AI on defense will pick up runs, right? How quickly they'll pick up runs. And they may be great defensive IQ, great at picking up runs, but then have terrible, like, let's say, standing tackle. So that's the thing that you have to realize is you have to peel back the layers and know football and what's good about it to understand. So once you start playing, you'll see what I'm saying, where all this stuff matters and where it's literally comes down to you versus your opponent. Knock on. Can block, boom. What a finish. What a finish. So that's all it is. It's just getting used to the responsiveness, the best areas to shoot, where to power up. Now I'm going to show you these new shots. And sorry about the noise. That's the fans going crazy. Like I said, I'm probably going to destroy my laptop or whatever. The loaded shots is like a precision shot, or sorry, like a green time shot in FC. So it's same like when you do a low shot, you press shoot, then you press it again, it goes low. But on a loaded shot, it's when you power it up 85 to 99%, so you don't do 100%, it's going to go over, right? And it's like you have a perfect strike on the ball is what it's equivalent to. So you press the shot button, power it 85 to 99%, then tap the shoot button again. And it works well when you have a big run onto the ball, and you'll see this animation where it lights up the ball, lights up the goal. But it doesn't affect, like, it's not like, you'll see what I mean. It's after the shot, so it's not like it assists you anyway. It doesn't make you run faster. It doesn't mean you score a goal any better. It just means you literally struck the ball well. Beautiful standing tackle there. I'll do, whoops, wrong direction. I want to do a knock on into a loaded shot. So again, if you're seeing choppiness on your screen, remember that's my laptop. It has nothing to do with the game. That's literally what I'm playing it on. And you'll see once I play on console Monday, it's night and day. Perfect ball. See what I'm saying? So after I shot it, because I was in between 85 and 99%, what a header. And you see the aim that you can put on the ball. Like, it's all perfect, and it's all you. There's no AI assistance. Right? As long as the defender can challenge that equally, which I believe they're still balancing it. I'm not positive. But remember, this is still not even open beta yet, right? Hold on, let me get a drink of coffee. Once they get that all the way balanced, I mean, the animations are whatever you would call it, because I keep getting that wrong. Because it's still your actions. Like, the headers, the different ways you can head the ball is perfect. The different finishes. Oh, but see how there was dispersion there? It was just off a little too far. I should have cut it in. Man, I can't wait for Monday. I wanted to try to do a loaded shot again. I screwed it up. So here I'll serve the ball out. So right puts curve on it. So we'll curve it out. I'm going to try to go about 70% power. Oh, a little under. Damn it. Screwed that up. I wanted to put more curve on there. And next I'll go with the 4-3-1-2. So it's 3 center mids again. Now watch the coverage here. Look at my players recover. Look at my players recover. Look. No defensive mids. Doesn't matter. Not needed. My center mids get all the way back perfectly. Good D. Look at their responsiveness. Look at the jockey. Look at this. And I'll show you that more too. It's like when you have that, it just works so much It works so much better when every bit of your defense you're controlling. You're not sending the AI to do it. You're not controlling your defensive mid while the AI controls your back four. You have to win the ball. You have to read the opponent and time your tackles or you'll get burnt. Like, there's a skill gap to every single action, and it makes competing in this game so much more fun than every other game. Right? And like, most players can see that. And you'll know the ones who just don't get the football aspect, like the actual football gaming, the skill gap, and like doing things themselves when they say like, well, look at the players, man, there's no Mbappe, or oh, the player doesn't look, I can't see the sweat on that player, bro. You know, like, who gives a shit? So let's look at these roles. We'll go sweeper keeper. I want you to even focus on this. Watch what sweeper keeper does in this game. Right? They actually become a passing option. So for center backs, watch. We'll even do one ball playing center back. So my right center back, watch how they open up for passing options. For the left center back, watch how they actually get up the pitch and help in the midfield for the left center back. For my left and right fullbacks, I'm going to have them on defend now, meaning the only time they're going to come up out of the back line is if I manually trigger them, whereas last time I had them on balance, so they supported at times, right? So they're both on defense. For these three, watch this time. I'm going to have my center defensive mid on defense, so they'll be more like a deep line playmaker / anchor man, and these two will range from defensive deep line playmakers to box to attacking mids to secondary strikers. Like, they do it all, these outside ones. So you're going to want to make sure you have good stamina. Attacking mids just on balance. And then watch this. For this extremely slow striker, 39 pace, I'm going to go with, but 76 shooting, not great, but also not the worst ever. I'm going to go deep lying forward. So they're going to check all the way back to in between my defense and midfielders at times. Okay? So pay attention to these roles. You see what they are. Okay? Now we're going to get out there. In the 4-3-1-2, another 3 midfield setup, but this time the center defensive mid. Now, oh, but they have, I want it like this. Yeah, center defensive mid who doesn't have good shooting. That's perfect. And then I want this one moving up as the advanced center back. So you'll see this Horton will get up in the midfield. You'll see this Koval, 56 shooting, 93 passing though, so they'll be deep pinging passes. And then, of course, Willane and March will be doing both, even though March isn't the best at defense. Let's see. So I want to switch this with Matsuo, right? Because, see, what you have to do is read the detailed stats, too. So then, okay, so I see Matsuo has 80 defense. But within the defending, right? Within the defending, they have 89 defensive IQ, right? But then they have 93 sliding tackle, 80 jockeying, 73 interceptions. So defensive IQ, they're going to be covering players quickly, picking up runs quickly. But then when the interception comes, they're not going to have this huge window as far as reaching the ball. So there's going to be times where passes are going to get by them, whereas if they had 93 interception, Matsuo had 93 interceptions, he's going to have a larger area to which he could reach and intercept the ball, right? So you have to understand that about every single stat. You don't get that anywhere else. It's just when you look at the details of that, you don't have this in any other game. Like, there's all these hidden stats, and most of this stuff is AI driven or animation driven. It's not driven by your decision making / your players' stats, to where the better you know your players and then your choice in where you put them. It's not like, oh, this player can only play left winger and they only have prolific winger, and this player has the super crazy curling shot, so I'm going to play them out wide left mid because they can only play left mid or left wing, and this is a poacher. I want to play him as a target man, but he's got the poacher play. No, you play these players where you want them. You give them the roles you want them. And if you want to go in and change, like, oh, I need more attacking out of my 3 mid, so I'm going to move my center mid into more bounce. Like, it's not one role. You look at the players, they're able to play several different positions, every single one of them. So you read the stats and then you decide where they can play, right? That's the beauty of it, man. It's all about your decision making and how you play. What a save. Oh! So watch. So notice how my keeper was pushed up in sweeper keeper. And what I notice is, this is only with AI, but I know you'll face opponents that do it too, is they'll catch your sweeper, what a ball. They'll catch your sweeper pushed up and they'll try to get you cheating. Oh, I wanted to just try that angle. Hold on. Siwan says, real life roles is absolutely necessary. It will make the game more translatable and actually it will help connecting with the gamers who think this game is arcadey. Absolute cinema. Yeah, so I hope they add like all those roles. So what's crazy is all those roles in FC that they have that you never use because you only use certain ones. They would all be useful. They would all be useful in goals, bro. You know what I mean? Like you could have a field day because the movement actually translates in goals. Like in FC, you don't use half of the player roles that they have to specify exactly how you want your player. Nice sliding shot, nice shot. How you want your player to move on the pitch. But what I love is you get the choice of each one. It's not like, you know, oh, this player's only a deep lying forward, or this player or this player's too tall, so they're gonna be too clunky, even though you like their stats, or like, it's literally just pure football. It's all stats. It's about how each player performs and where you want to play them on the pitch. Oh, terrible. But you look at the player I just shot with, 56 shooting, and it showed. You saw how weak the shot was, right? And once you actually pick up the sticks and play, you'll be able to see and feel it too. Oh, beautiful football. Oh, I love it. You see what I'm saying, though? It's just all your decision making. You know what I mean? And when people say, well, FC is your decision making, UFO, what I mean by it is like, there's no like play style or showtime skill or ability perk that I can use as a crutch, right? There's no certain player build that I can use or a broken Claudio Pena I could put up top. Let's try this dummy run. Let it run further to take the space. Knock on. One-time shot. All blocked. Castro. Step over, touch, shoot. See what I'm saying? It's just like everything's you. Now, if he would have read that right, he could have stole it or timed the tackle. Step over, touch, shoot. Like everything's on a dime. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter with the servers. It doesn't matter. That's the parts that I'm talking about with this. And you don't get that. Even when I was just playing FC with, even though they obviously had a great patch, their passing is way better without a doubt. Why they just now did that, I don't know. But they still have terrible servers, so that whole game, it was all delay. Like, it was so hard to get your bearings straight because it's so hard because every game's differently. Or every game plays differently is what I meant to say. Every single one. If you add the net code like goals, and then you add that update, then yeah, we may be talking about FC right now, and you know, like goals, you better pick it up. FC came to play with that new update, but as long as they have that the outdated game engine and terrible servers, it's going to be pointless to play. Look at that. Oh my god, beautiful. Beautiful. Not marked. Now, if I'm playing PvP there and I'm that wide open and I have a good header of the ball, that deserves to be a goal. Right? And you see the 88 physical, that's what heading would be under his physical. Now, if the defender's marking me there and I still win it and they have great stats and everything, well then it needs to be balanced. And that was the problem in Alpha, is the attacker had way too much of an advantage. So that's what we have to see. The heading itself is brilliant. It's just the balancing of the amount of times the attacker wins the header. That's what I got to see when we play PvP, right? But there's just no way that I would say, oh, well, I don't care about smart assists and then the power up and the delay and all the non-football nonsense because I get to use my Hullet or I get to use my Romario. You know what I mean? There's just no way. Or I don't care about the server delay in FC because, you know, like, it's just, there's no way. Give and go. Oh, good block. I'm going to try to pull off some good. So here's my one-on-one defense. So I'm jockeying, and then I make the tackle, right? Like everything, it's just perfect movement. There's no delay there. There's no, oh, I got to tackle earlier because it's just all perfect responsiveness. One player there. So I call my AI over to close the space down, but they won't tackle for me, as you can see. Good D, boom. Try to take a space, bad move. It's funny because I've sweeper, keeper up. So they keep trying to shoot, thinking my keeper's out. But you see how the keeper comes and supports? Watch, I'll show you again. Look, when I play it all the way back, look. See where my keeper plays? They're actually an extra option. Oh, good block. I'm going to go one more after this, and I want to show you guys what I mean with all the passing patterns. And I'm going to go in a 3-5-2 in this next one. Just so you can see the movement. And they're all viable. So I've used a 4-5-1, a 4-3-1-2. Now I'm going to go with 3-5-2. Alright, so formation. 3-5-2. That's a setup. 3 CMs, 3 center backs. I'm going to go bounce CMs, bounce wingers, 2 regular strikers. For this time, for the defenders, I'm going to let them all play regular center back, right? I'll go long, and then I'm actually going to go aggressive on this one. From high to aggressive. Bro, C has more problems to be enjoyed than just inconsistent gameplay. The AI needs to get nerfed. Grants every single FIFA the same thing. Overpowered AI pressing where you can't move. Oh, I know. That's what I mean. They have so many problems. That's why, like, it's not like the art's not bad. Like, every one of these stats, I can explain to you how it's going to hurt or help this player. Then I'm going to look at those stats and see the right foot, see the weak foot at 95. So they can literally, this Fazal Norton can literally play for me. Left wingback or fullback, right wingback or fullback. Because they have excellent dribbling, excellent pace, excellent defending, excellent passing, and great physical, including they're a little weak in the air heading. But I can play them left wingback, fullback, right wingback, fullback, DM, or CB. I can play them any of those positions. So say at first I use him CB, then I get a really good center back, but that center back can't play anywhere else. Well, now I move Norton out to wherever I need him, DM or wherever defensively. Same with this Somsi, right? So I would go in, and I can see that they can play anywhere in the attack, but I'm going to read their stats. I'm going to read Somsi's stats. See, right side of weak foot, 92. So once again, she could play either side because she has a great weak foot, right? For instance, like if you shoot the ball and you have 99 finishing, but your weak foot is, let's say, 50, and you shoot with the weak foot, it's going to take your 99 shooting divided into your 52 weak foot, and now your weak foot shooting is like 70 or whatever. You see what I mean? Every single stat matters. So you know that. You see the players, you put them where you want them on the pitch. Then in game, you don't dribble with a bad dribbler. You don't shoot with a bad shooter, or maybe they have good finishing, so within the box, but their long shots suck, so you don't shoot long shots with certain players. Like, the better you know their stats, the better you're going to do in game. Other than that, it's just your decision making, right? Once you realize that and get in game, there's nothing better than that, man. There is nothing better. So this game, the whole time, all I'm going to work to do, I've been working on different stuff, right? Showing you skill moves, showing you the responsiveness. And that's without optimal gameplay on like an outdated ass laptop that's meant for streaming, not gaming, okay? With the delay and all the whatever choppiness you're seeing. So all that shit you're seeing, you won't see in the real game. So watch as I'm playing. Even with this, I want you to realize, even with this, with the Bluetooth controller on an outdated like system that I'm playing on, none of which is the game's fault, all on my side, and still the responsiveness is 1,000 times better than any other game, right? And if you think, oh, well, it's against AI, doesn't matter. Go play squad battles and look how your experience is in squad battles sometimes. It's every game's a coin toss in FC, whether it's squad battles or rivals or champs. It's insane. Yeah, everyone's been saying that, Eldon's, that all the FC games are literally just beta. They're not even full release because all year they keep patching stuff and like, oh, let's try this. Now let's try this. Let's try this other thing. It's like we pay for beta. We pay to be beta testers in FC. That's why I'm done, dude. And I know a lot of players are too. Like, great job on your update, but until you fix your servers and shit, it's pointless. And show that you can consistently have a game, not just a good patch here and there, you know? Alright, so let's work on these. So watch this overlap. That's a center back that I'm using right away, by the way. That's a center back. So now they're pushed out of position. I got to get back and recover. So I got my AI coming back to support, and then I switched up. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Good tackle. Good tackle. Sent the manual run, but I want to go back because I want to work on. So look, I'm going to call him too. I accidentally dummied it. I was trying to call my player too, and I dummied him. But that's where the skill comes in. Boom. I want it coming all the way across. Good. All sides, damn it. What I'm trying to show you guys is an up, back, and through, and like the different, how I can bypass a player. So look, there's two players there, but I hold down, so that's how it knows to go to the further player, and now I'm through. Did you guys see how I did that? I'll go back and do it again. So if I wanted to go to the nearer player, I just barely press the power up. If I want to go to the further player, I hold it down. And then I can also dummy as well. So boom, I held it down there so it went across. I know there was a player there, but I'm just trying to show you. That's how you find your different target. Boom, up. Boom, you're in. I got the aggressive line. Oh, I dove in there. I dove in, I got burned. So watch, bypass the front player, boom, up, back. I want it. It's always when you try to show something that you can't end up showing it because you get... all the way past there. Boom. That player makes a run. I'm in. Look out wide. To the second player here. But it's just your decision making, you get creative, and that's what's fun about it, is like it's not like predetermined. There's no through ball glitch or like, I don't know, there was like, okay, the zigzag dribbling that the defender couldn't get in the alpha, and like the heading, like I said, needed to be balanced, but there's no like glitches. It's all football and your creativity. You guys remember all the best titles were always like that, like the old Pez's and stuff, you know? And that's what I'm trying to show, and I'm doing a terrible job at showing you. Is it's all your creativity and like your skill and your ability to find passes. Like when I watch Marceau play, he's one of the best players in the world. He plays in like a 4-3-1-2 typically, or 4-3-3. And what he does so well is just boom, boom, the quick decision making, knowing when to play the right players, when and where to play them. Right? Right when I said that and started trying to like showcase how he plays, and that's what he does so well in the 4-3-3, is these quick decisions before the opponent can react. Right, and I've broke down a ton of his gameplay, but that's what's going to make you a great player, is your quick decision making before the opponent. Like my defense in this game, I haven't been showcasing the 3-5-2 well at all. But I also am facing some delay and stuff too, so that is what it is. But it's still very helpful in just understanding the game. Second player. See, now if I powered that up lower, that's what I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to do the same thing this time, but I'm going to power it up less so it goes to the near player. Watch. Boom. But watch, if I hold it, it goes to the further player. You see what I'm saying? So you're in control of literally every single thing. So if I barely touch it, it goes to my nearest player. If I barely touch square. Now watch, I'm going to hold square. Well, again, doing a terrible job at it, but that would have went to my second player if it wasn't blocked, right? I'll do it again here. So if you want to do an up, back, and through, you have to have the skill to power it up accurately to get it to the correct player, okay? Power it up accurately. So watch, I barely touch it there. Now watch, boom, I hold it, and it goes to my keeper. So if I want to do an up, back, and through here, and there's not a defender in the way, I hold it, I would trail back, and then play it, right? But these passes aren't on, so I'm sort of forcing them. Call the player 2. I didn't call him 2, that was my fault again. Second player, drop it back. Now through. Oh my god, dude. It was on there too, but it played to their own player on the delay on the return pass. But you guys get what I'm saying. That's what I said, where it was always a risk playing this on my laptop with this little delay. But when you have the game as it should be without, like, when I'm playing it on, you'll be able to play. I know you guys are smart enough to understand. So watch, barely pressed it. Now this time, I go to the second man, back, and then I can play through. Boom. And then I'm in for the potential goal. You see what I'm saying? You don't get anything that's like simplified like that, but that's what football is. It's all about your ability. So it's back and forth. And then now I got to read my opponent. And because the responsiveness is so good, I have that ability. Right? It's like they say in the cinematic trailer. It's not about like all the scripting or, oh, there's too much delay. Like when you're playing the game as it should be. It's literally what a goal. It's literally about your decision making, then defensively your ability to shut your opponent's decisions down. Read them ahead of time, right? Get in the passing lanes. Like I'm reading this passing lane here, so I shut it down. Like watch, I shut this passing lane down. And then I call my player back, right? And if I didn't read that well enough, he would have been through there. It's actually not a bad ball. And the more creative you are, the better the game will look. It's like you're responsible for everything that goes on the pitch. So when it looks beautiful, it's because you were playing beautiful. When it looks bad, it's because you were playing bad. It's not the game. It's not the servers. It's not... You see what I mean? Second man, boom, you're through. You guys see what I've been going for. I haven't even been really impressed with the positioning on this 3-5-2 like I was in the alpha, though. I honestly like that 4-5-1 the best so far. Here, we'll go into golden goal. I'll give him a goal. I'm an idiot. I couldn't even score on myself. That's embarrassing. All right, let's go back to that 4-5-1 for one more just to end it on a good note. But once you guys are playing, you'll see exactly what I mean. But see how there's not all the different setups? Like there's no 5-4-1. There's no... Like, I know they're going to add all that as we go. And because the players, like, the way they play their positions is so well and their recovery into their back to their position, it's going to be awesome as they add more, like, the half wingers, the target man. Because then you can get real specific with how you want your team to play. And the more understanding you have of tactics, the more it will help you in game. That's where you got to give eFootball a shout out, too. The way they do their tactics, and there's enough time before the game and halftime to tweak your tactics how you want depending on your opponent, how they line up, the man marking and all that. Like, I want goals to go that far in depth because it's all about your decision making. It should be the tactics too. So if you took eFootball tactics with the manual nature of this game, the fact that it's not animation and AI based, you'd have the perfect setup, guys. Like eFootball tactics but within goals would be literally perfect. The way they're the detail in their tactics, you get what I'm saying. But you have idiots over in that player base that, like, of course, try to abuse it. And I know there's rats everywhere. They will be in goals, but you'll have the players that try to play 4 left mids, crossing into 3 7-foot strikers, or you know what I'm saying. Players trying to do dumb stuff. But if you utilize it and you truly aren't wasting your time, you're trying to play football. The eFootball tactics, you know, is absolutely a skill gap. It's absolutely a skill gap. So, all right, we'll go balanced. We'll go aggressive again. So here, central mids. Okay. Back balance, defend. We'll even do ball playing defender on both center backs. Ball playing, not advanced, so they're not going to get into the midfield, but they're ball playing. No, I'm playing this right now, Eldons. The 9th is the open beta, correct? Yep. Yeah, I'm playing this right now. Boom. But the reason why it looks like it, like I'm sure it does, because it did last time, is because, like, literally I'm streaming on my laptop, which is what it's meant for, and then I'm trying to play too, and it's just my laptop's not having it. But I still, despite all that, wanted to just showcase why I love this game so much. Again, it was a risk because the game doesn't look as sharp as it should, but I think you guys can still get the gist. All right, so we're in a 4-5-1. I'm looking to work in give and goes, up, back, and through. So look, if I want to go short, I barely touch X. If I want to go all the way, I hold it down. And once again, I screw it up. God damn it, dude. Always when you want to show some great tackle, though, holding it down so it's going to go all the way. I can't get a break, guys. It's important to, like, show that. And why I say that is because the AI isn't making my decision. Like, I have control of everything that I do here. Boom, all the way. I have control of it. Second man. Oh my god, that would have been perfect, but I switched to the wrong player too. Going all the way out because I held it, right? If I wanted it to the short player, I would have powered it up less. So I'll get it back to that scenario, and I'll make the correct pass, right? Is this short pass. But if I want to go all the way out, boom, I hold it down. Beautiful ball. Get blocked by the defender. Dove in, so now I get burned because I dove in. Good tackle there. So you see it's like, oh, that tackle isn't as sharp. It isn't. Yeah, but guess what? I actually have to tackle the player to make it work. It's no animation. It's not like I auto lock onto the player. If I time it wrong, like boom, it misses. It's not like, oh, it catches up because I got bruiser plus. You see what I'm saying? Or if there's an animation where as soon as I slide tackle, my player will perfectly wrap around and win the ball. No. If you don't time your tackle perfectly, you're going to get burned. If you don't make it, as you're seeing where I'm trying to showcase this to you, there's no auto-connecting passes like UFL. Like when you're off, you get punished, right? That's what I was telling that McGilly guy earlier, is like the passing's not the same. In UFL, you just literally have it auto-connects. It goes to your players. See what I'm saying? When I'm just off, I get punished. I get it intercepted. I've been having trouble showing you guys because I'm trying to force it like I would even in FC is kind of like that. With their updated passing, it's quicker, but there's like it's like, and it's way worse in UFL, but it's like animation based. It's auto connecting. Whereas you have to power your pass perfect and play the perfect pass, or it's going to get intercepted. And when you do play the perfect pass, oh my God, that was beautiful. I'm like, then you get rewarded. So that's what the whole point I'm trying to make. If I was trying to showcase this shit in UFL, I'd be connecting every single pass because it's auto-connecting passes. It doesn't matter if I have 60 passing. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention. That was my fault. That's what I get. You didn't take advantage, though. And I'll do a skill move with weaker players and stronger players so you can see the difference. Notice, remember, in UFL, every player can do the same skill moves. It's so stupid. Right? That's what I mean by there's no player identity. It's like Mbappe doesn't do a ball roll, step over, spin, whatever, rainbow, the same as Van Dijk. Well, in UFL, they do. It's just dumb shit like that. Same with the passing. Same with the... My player switching got all jacked. That's what I mean by, like, you won't experience that in goals. Like, this is 100% my laptop not being right to cover this. It's not the game being choppy at all. Look at that ball. See, but then I overplayed it. There's no, like, if I would have played it correctly, I would have been through there, and that would have been beautiful. Because I powered it up accordingly. Good timing, good jockey, so I'll do it again here. Perfect, okay. Alright, I'm burned there. Can I recover? Nope, got punished. I'm going to try to showcase defense, but I couldn't recover. That's the other thing you get used to in those other games, too, is like the auto... I think they got rid of this in FC or did a better job, but the auto recovery. Low driven, damn it. Auto recovery defenders have, so you have to beat them like literally twice. Sometimes 3 times. See how my keeper's back now because they're not on sweeper keeper? If they're on sweeper keeper, they'd be up like a passing option. Look, I'll go all the way out. See what I'm saying? Now I'll go close. Now I'll go all the way. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Close. Good run. Oh my God! See, so one thing I don't like, I was calling that player 2, but it triggered the dummy. You got to be careful with that. I was calling my player 2 there, but it triggered the dummy. It's Too much space. When are you able to adjust the lineups? Here, let me read that in just a second. Good ball. Low pass. Fake shot. Goal. Oh my God! Who did I just shoot with? Who did I just shoot with? That was a terrible shot. Probably on the weak foot too. Great tackle there. Call him 2. Boom. Skill move off to receive. Yes, I love it, dude. And you feel so good about it because it's all you. Like, watch here. Watch this move perfectly to the left. Or sorry, yeah, to his left. And then buries the Trivela with his right. And you just feel good about it. You feel way better because you're doing everything. You know what I mean. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm playing a pointless like game on my laptop, a bot game on a laptop that's about to blow up, and I'm having fun. I'm able to just play over and over and over because it's so much like it's so you can be creative. Like, you're creating everything that happens in here. So boom. So I call this player 2. Oh, I'll try to get too fancy with it. I want to do like a third man pass and then send the middle runner in. Watch, I'll go all the way to the wing, drop it back into the middle, through. Oh my God, I'll play one more game and show you. We have golden goal anyway, which I love that they have that. Well, watch, I'll try to get real creative. So like, this is what I've been trying to show you. Based on how you power up the pass, you can get so many different players involved and be unpredictable. So your opponent may think you're going to your first player. You can power it up and hit 3 different players facing one area. Your opponent's not going to know. Only you're going to know with how you power it up. Then when you look like you're going to receive it, you can even press R1. If you have space behind you, you can take that space. So you can get super creative with it. You can send a ball to the third man. They think you might be going to the first or second. As you're sending it to the third man, since you powered it up accordingly, now you press R1, you trigger a run. So as soon as it gets to the third man, you just triggered the center mid closest to you. As they make the run, you then play it back to your center mid that you didn't have run. Okay, when the ball went past that center mid, they stayed. It passes 2 players, right? So as it's getting to the third player, you send one of your players on a run. Then the player that didn't run, that dummied the ball, you play to their feet. Now you play that player through. And in the meantime, your opponent's defense, they thought you were going to play a simple pass to the first player's feet. But you played 2 extra players further, sent 1 player on the run, right? Didn't play to them, right? So now your opponent forgets about them. Once you play that ball short where they thought you were playing initially, now they're so far behind, you just play that first time through ball, and now that player that you sent on the run, and now they're through on goal. Like, you can get super creative, but all this that I'm saying, you don't have time. Like, you're doing this all quickly, just like in real football. You see what I mean? So as you're playing, you can get creative like this. Anybody who's played at high levels has done passing patterns at training, right? And the whole thing the manager wants to do is get you used to the passing patterns that are most likely going to happen in game, so they become muscle memory, so you don't make mistakes. You see what I'm saying? So let me read this real quick. There's too much space between defenders. Are you able to modify or adjust their lineups? No, you can't move them. You just, like, so they're set in here. That's what I was saying. I wish you could do it like eFootball would be amazing. But they almost purposely have that spacing because then it's up to you to manually close gaps. And then Eldon says, I know it's just a cosmetic thing, but they changed these icons above their heads to triangles. It would look better. It looks like yellow cards. That's funny, yeah. That is funny. That's true. I never even noticed that, but you're right there, bro. That's a good point. Look, short. Now I go further out, right? So I'm in. Now I want to go all the way out to the winger. So I hold the button down. And if there's no one's there, then you can power it however you want. But look, all the way out. See, never mind. I'm not going to try to force anymore because It's just gonna, it's not showcasing it right. If it's on, it's on. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. You can get super creative when it's on. It's just I'm forcing it. And that's the beauty of it, because as you get good, all these patterns. So, like, for example, in college, my team, we played a 4-4-1-1. And we were all about playing it to the second striker's feet. The first striker would dummy the ball or just be there for the layoff if he wasn't there to dummy it. And then we'd swing it out wide, right? We'd swing it out wide every time. And then our wingers would take it inside. Our wingbacks would overlap, and either our wingers would take it inside and play the striker or the cam or the second striker, or they would play the overlapping wingback who would drive it more inline and play a cutback pass. Every single time we had those type of variations. So you'd play the second striker, they'd lay it back. Then the next time you'd play the second striker, right? And then they would touch it out, swing it out to the wingback, and then the cam would check too. They'd play to his feet, and then he'd play the striker through. But then the next time you would play out wide, they would play it to the striker. The cam would dummy it, then you'd play the cam through. And we would just do these passing patterns. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that's in goal. You have that ability in goals. You do not have that ability in any other game because there's too much restriction. There's way too much restriction. And you could do it even sharper as goals adds more roles, because then the player positioning is more acute. It's more exactly where you want it to be. So notice when I say player roles, I'm talking about these player roles. I'm talking about these where you choose. You can have them on balance, but you can get as specific as you want. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not talking about, oh, I packed Hullet, but he's a whole player. I wanted the creative playmaker. I wanted the anchor man. No, that's stupid because that player's limited. I'm talking roles that you can specify, right? And then you can really get specific with the way you want to build up. That's why I love goals so much, is because I could play these bots all night despite having choppier gameplay, a little delay on my controller from the laptop, because it's all me and it's all the decision making and it's pure football. So I'm sitting here playing over and over and we're discussing it, and it's fun because you're getting ideas on what's helpful in game, on what like you can use to be better, right? Even the skill moves, like learning like everyone can be useful, because everyone, if you time it right, you can smoke the defense with it. I love that turn, dude. So I press away, then I press towards there to open up as they're receiving. I love receiving it like that, because then you can open up away from the defender. So I'll do it again here. Column 2. See what I'm saying? See how I can receive it into space? I'll do it closer to you guys so you can see it. All the way over. Boom, you're through. Boom. Yes! See what I'm talking about? Oh, but then a shitty shot. You see what I mean, though? You can create such beautiful football in this game. And once you start to see it that way, you don't give a shit if, oh, Ronaldinho's not in here, and how am I going to play without Mbappe's beautiful haircut on screen? And, like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'll smoke your Mbappe with my Azrat, you know? Low. Oh, Travell off the post, cross it. Oh. Drop back and defend. Look at the reaction. Look at this. Look at how responsive that is. Now I'm sprinting. Then I got to decide when to tackle, you know, and I did a terrible job. You're in. There it is. And the game's over because that was goal and goal. But you see what I'm saying. You guys get the point. It's just so much fun. But when you're receiving the ball in the first time in goals, get a skill move down because it's going to help you so much when you're playing against players, PvP, to get into space right away. I'll show you guys what I mean. And I'm thinking I love the 4-3-1-2, but I'm really leaning towards this 4-5-1. I love the movement. And the fact that your 3 CMs help you so much defensively, but then in the attack too. Because deeper runs in any football game is always the best. Those deeper runs. Oh, I tried something fancy. Great tackle. Way to use the space cross goal. Oh, blocked. Let's try to get a good corner in here. Not as much curl. I'm going to put it out here. That might be perfect. Flick on. Goal. Oh, no. I want to show you the bicycles in this game, too. They're pretty nasty if you aim them and time them right. All the way up to the striker. Watch this. Boom, boom. Ah. Who just made that tackle for me? 91 defense, Horton. Call him 2. Then I see feet. I want to show you that first time received too. Here it is. See what I'm saying? Like, if you do a move off the... I got to get it down pat on what I want to do. That's it. So if you go away... That's how you open it. So that's how you open up space. You go away. And then you got to really use shield at the right time too. And sometimes you can't see shield as good. So like right now I'm shielding, right? You can't see it as good, but it's so powerful to hold off defenders. See how I'm just kind of running by them? But they do got to do a better job to see it, because if you don't see it, sometimes it looks like it's just like, why am I missing that tackle? Well, it's because they're holding the shield. So shield works how it's supposed to, but it's just hard sometimes for the opponent to see that that's what you're holding. Great, using space. Call 2. Received it, opened up, and almost, yes, rebound goal. Watch this now. I saw that I had space. Now watch the receive. Watch here. They didn't show it all the way. But you see how my player opened it? It's because I did the right skill move. That was essentially a McGeady away. And it didn't look as sharp, but it worked exactly how I wanted. Same here. See, like he turned away. Again, perfect. Perfect. Oh, and then they were through. They just got to work on the animate, like the look part. They focused on like making sure that nothing was going to glitch you through, okay? And they sacrificed some of the look aspect of it. And once they add that part on, then we're perfect. But there's nothing in this game where it's like, if you press this button, it's an automatic goal. Or have you seen the glitch on how the defense locks up if you do this, right? And I'm not saying they didn't have to work on it and might not still have these little cases of lock on where you play a pass, right, and it auto connects to your player. Boom, through. Bad ball. But that's what the whole point is. That's what they're fixing, because that's what the game's about, is responsiveness and being about your decision making. Oh, I try to come back through him. Oh, you got to bear that. I should have curled it. Good bump. Oh, I tried. Good. Second man. Boom. Up to the striker. Lay it back. Threw out wide. Perfect. Oh, no. Get there. That was it. Good timing. Boom. Perfect. Good Castro. Through. Yes. Oh, you missed. Hopefully I got my point across. So when you guys get on the sticks, some of the stuff, if you didn't quite understand, like, what's he so happy about? You'll see, bro. It's like, once you play this and you know it's coming Monday, and it's like you guys are gonna have so much fun playing this game, dude. You'll fall in love with it. I promise you guys. Promise you guys. Like, I've never claimed to be like the most eloquent guy, especially when I'm explaining stuff on here. Good one-time shot, and I overpower that trying to do the loaded shot. Otherwise, that would have been a beautiful play. But I wanted to show you that, finish it with a loaded shot. But anyway, that's the skill gap there too. Is like, you want to try to get the perfect strike and do a loaded shot, but you risk over hitting the ball. So they just have everything well thought out. Beautiful pass, yes, yes. Oh, damn, that would have been nice too. Oh, shit. I thought that was out. I didn't see him. Good thing it was offside. I stopped playing. I'm a dummy. I keep going for that loaded shot. Yeah, that's the ball game, guys. So, point blank, I'm going to let my laptop rest, and I just destroyed it for a little while. I didn't plan on playing that many games, but point blank is, you're going to get these people that don't get it, and they're going to come in and they're going to say stuff like, bro, look at the graphics, or man, that looks like a cartoon, right? That's just what's going to happen. And it is what it is. You're never going to change their minds there. But once you guys get your hands on the game and actually, like, play the game, right? I promise you, you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. You're going to fall in love with it, because you're going to be able to see where it's all your decision making more than any other game. You're going to see what it's actually like. Like, I say it over and over about the fact that, like, it's your decisions here. There's no AI. But once you actually play and see how much assistance you truly get in eFootball, FC, and UFL, and you play goals, you'll see why I keep saying it over and over, and why what seem like just routine plays feel better in goals, because you'll feel it right when you start playing. You'll feel that responsiveness defensively. You'll feel where, like, oh shit, like in those games you press tackle and it's almost like just And if you're in the general area, the animation will like make you bump the player off the ball and you'll win the ball, or will make you slide tackle perfectly and win it. No. In goals, you have to time it perfectly, slide perfectly, or you'll get a red card, or you'll miss the ball, or you'll miss the tackle and look foolish, right? Same with your passing. If you don't power it up perfectly, right? If you don't time your runs perfectly, it's going to go to the wrong target. The opponent's going to intercept the pass, right? There isn't just holding down the pass button like, let's say, UFL, and just ping, 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 auto-connecting, or even FC. Yes, it's nicer to the way the ball flows, and you can move the ball around the pitch now, but it's just not as rewarding because it's too easy. It's too automated. But, yeah. So, hopefully that makes sense, man. I can't wait for Monday. For those of you who played the game before, I know you know what I'm talking about, but I'm really pointing this for those who are on the fence about trying the game, or who are having a hard time getting past like the non-licenses and the not as realistic look, because I get it, trust me. When I turned on the game back in July, that was my first thought too. Right? It's hard to get used to change. Like we've been playing these games our whole lives, and we've been seeing this transition and then playing with real players, the whole thing. It's hard to get used to something like that. But once you do, and you get to enjoy the true football feel of it, you're gonna get it. And then when you get into building your team, and you didn't even get to see because it's closed beta still, but the little tidbits and like how detailed they are with the creating identities for these players through their stats, through even that little tidbit they give you about their childhood, or about how they how they became a professional footballer, or whatever it is, family stuff. Like, you get these little tidbits, and like you get connected, and you're building these players' legacy. Like, all right, here's how they got here, here's their personality, here's how that matches with how they play. You read out the stats, analyze them, put them in the positions based on what you feel, how those stats read, and how they can help you best with those stats. And then they go from there. And you create their legacy. You create your superstars. You figure out if they're going to be good for you or not based on how you utilize them on the pitch, right? And then you upgrade players. You might have a player that has 7 upgrades. You know they're going to be a superstar, so you keep getting the rewards, keep upgrading them. And you got a player that goes from reserves to your star striker, or center mid, or wingback, or center, whatever they are, right? All because you recognize it, or you saw like the stats, and you saw with 3 upgrades, man, this player could be a beast. You upgrade them and it pans out. Or you upgrade them and they get terrible upgrades, they fizzle out. It's connected there in that way to academy players. Some players are dying to be the next best thing and they fizzle out. Some come from out of nowhere and weren't even on the radar and they become amazing. Others, it was obvious from the start, they just need an upgrade or 2 and they'll be amazing. And it's like, then you have to get ready for player retirement. You have incredible modes, repeatable ranked rewards, skill rating in every game. So when you play every game, if you play a opponent that's way higher than you, you won't lose many points if you lose. But if you beat them, you get a ton of skill rating increase. So it's like, not every game just you move up one rung, you move down, you move up, you move. No, every game has its own meaning based on the quality of opponent you play, right? You have these huge games where you can gain a ton of points, or games where you're expected to win, and if you don't, you'll lose a ton of points. Like, it's amazing how they did the knockout, where from the lowest player in goals skill-wise to the best in the world, you get rewarded accordingly. So they have this inclusive mode, right? Not like champs and all this stuff, but everyone still gets their reward and is aiming to get better and better, or to stay at the top. Right, tournaments look amazing. The 5v5 looks incredible, and with the unique netcode, you get perfect connection in a 5v5. They're gonna have 2v2. That's gonna be amazing, and of course, this is esport ready, so you're gonna have an incredible pro scene. They've already showed us their broadcast for 5v5, which was so much fun to watch. Right, so I mean, you could just go on and on about how amazing this game is, and you'll see how quickly you forget about the licenses, and actually how much you end up liking it, because every team's unique. There's no mirror matches. There's no certain broken players you have to use, so you have to use these formations because that's the one broken meta. It's just all that's in the garbage. Now it's just pure football, and it's going to be pure fun. So hopefully you guys get a chance to play Monday, or whenever you do, let me know in the comment section. I'll be making plenty of content on goals and everything else. I want to know how you truly feel. If you're going to give the game a try, if you're as excited as me, if you can explain it even better, because I never claim to be the most eloquent, the best describer in the world. Please feel free to do so in comments. I'll even share the post if it's some good stuff. Because I want to spread this game the best I can and make sure people at least give it a try. If they don't like it, then so be it. But I know a lot of people, once they give this game a try, they're going to love it. But remember, like the video if you forgot. A lot of people do. I do too sometimes too. But it does mean a lot when you do leave a like, when you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And then, of course, if you could take the time to shoot me a follow on TikTok and X, as well as Twitch and Kick. It would mean a lot. And by the way, if you haven't, you got to join this bad boy right here, my Discord. So this is where I'm going to be running my leagues and tournaments out of, right? I released a video on this if you want to see the details, but for one, this is where 24/7 we have people always talking football gaming. But when you go in, like you join my Discord, my link's in the YouTube bio. Same for if you want to get memberships so you can get instant content, or if you wanted coaching, we have that. Merch, if you wanted to really support the channel and go that far, we have all that. But you go to my YouTube bio, you click on my Discord link, you join for free, obviously. You can go under any game. We cover all football games, talk about them all. But let's say you want to talk about eFootball, you would go to eFootball in general. You wanted to talk eFootball tactics, you could go into the tactics, look up players, stuff like that, right? Then, if you wanted to talk goals, you go to goals general or goals tactics or tips and tutorials, whatever. But also, you can post your highlights here, right? If you want to post your highlights, I'm going way back. Let's see this from the alpha. Let's just watch a random one here. Check this bad boy out. If it will play. I think for TikTok it makes you go into TikTok. Yep, it makes you go into TikTok, of course. Yeah, it makes you go into TikTok. I'm going to put myself on the spot. Let's see if it was a worthy highlight, worth our time to watch or not. Let's check her out. Oh, nice little chipper, nice football. Oh man, I miss out. That felt so nice we had to watch it twice. Look at this. Oh, smokes him. What skill move did I do there? Let me check. Wait, what did I do there? Hold on. What skill move was that? Oh, I just slowed down. So I'm sprinting, then slowed all the way down, then sprint. Just to make the defender commit. So I'll show you again. So look. That's what I was working on. Look, sprint, push it in front, then slow down. Then sprint, slow down, sprint. And then chip the keeper. But anyway, just simple stuff. But it's cool because, again, it's all you. It's all being creative. So, yeah. And then the very, very, very last thing, after you go to my YouTube bio, click on my Discord, join that, right, is you'll go in, and if you want to participate in the leagues or tournaments that are coming up, you simply will go into the Discord. 1 second. Bada bing. Bada boom. Simply go into the Discord and you'll go literally into goals, league, and then goals, tournaments. If you want to do tournaments. Tournaments is simple because on the day of the tournament, I'll say, hey, tournament this weekend. You'll say, I'm in here under goals tournaments. And then we'll have requirements for some we won't. And then we'll list the table there and everything else, right? For the league, you can literally see the whole league layout and some details there if you want to check those out. And that's pretty simple too. I'll let you read that on your own. But it's that simple. You just literally join my Discord, go into here, DM me saying you want in. You don't put it on these tabs that you want in. That's a whole separate thing in DM, so we don't flood these tabs. But this is where you'll go after I tell you in DMs that you're in or not. Or if you just want to even follow along and learn where to watch and when to watch, you just go here. It's that simple, guys. Join Discord and boom, you say I want in and you're in. No extra bullshit, no filling this or that out. So I want to make sure I describe that. There's a whole video on it if you want to go watch that. Obviously, you see the descriptions there. So, other than that, man, thank you guys so much, everyone, for stopping in. Simple, Eldon, Big Phil, Sui Wan. I've already said thank you to Phil. Even McGrilly for coming in here and showing us, making us all look really smart because how dumb he was, with all due respect. Even Destruccionos for once again showing us some dumb stuff so we can feel better about having brains. But yeah, thank you guys so much, man. I always love seeing you. Eldon, my boy, it's always great whenever you come in, spread some knowledge. If you guys have any questions or need any help throughout the open beta or even on Monday, for no doubt we're going to do a huge stream for that, so I'll be there to help you guys live. And yeah, have a good one. Maybe I'll catch you before Monday. Maybe I won't. If I don't, enjoy your weekend if I do. Until next time, peace.